Big up Bouncer in the cup for exposing it up, yeah. But this is where we're seeing all the pick-me's and the 304s coming out doing random videos about, and Bouncer's the only one he's brought. It's like, oh, shush your mouth, man. Why did survivors feel like they could reach out to Bouncer in the first place? How were they empowered? Oh, please. Why are people talking about cults? How do people know about indoctrination and self-sealing system and transcendental beliefs? How do people know anything about cults? Are you all right? I taught TikTok those words, my ninja. You get it? But these people, it's like they don't want to, because I'm beautiful. It's like they don't want to acknowledge. Like everyone knows there's a crazy gal on TikTok from West that's crying every minute. Like I've been screaming from the mountain. There's no one that don't know about me, baby. Like the one thing about me is I know how to get what I want and I know how to get attention. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I need to get it. And that's why I did it. The same thing that I do with men is the same thing I've done online. People want to jump on the bandwagon, yeah, and not for the right reasons. But I want to say I do think Bouncer's doing it for the right reasons, and I endorse everything that man's doing. I want to say that I have been supporting his stuff. I have been sharing it. Watch this space. I think that guy is a genuine guy. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's lovely, and I'm so glad that God has chosen him. But isn't it crazy the way he's from the other faith? God is teaching them a lot of lessons, you know. And it's crazy because, guys, when I first started coming out and speaking out, a lot of survivors were reaching out to me, especially SPAC here, because there's a survivor from SPAC that he's talking about now that reached out to me, and I'm going to expose it when I get better. I mean, I can't, I'm not block like you. And this guy came out, he was telling me everything about SPAC, about his experience, about the ABUSE, everything, yeah? Me and him were like co-Ds, proper vulnerable. Proper vulnerable. I'm talking about started bunning at like 5. You know, mum's alcoholic. SA, there's a chart. It's so sad. Church cult hopped around. Loads of big yourself up, CB, and big up Bouncer. And long story short, I then started exposing RPF, but he has church cult hopped from Mountain of, what is it? Mountain of Fire? You know that one in Camberwell where they all started, to NGRM. There was another one. And now he's in RPF. So now he's like, he don't give me no consent to share what he's told me about his story. So my thing is, and I hope he's watching, if you did go and tell Bouncer, I'm happy for you. I'm happy you told Bouncer, baby. And I'm happy it's getting exposed because I know that's his story. However, and I will be exposing this. So now you've gone to a guy who believes in Islam. Yeah, because you felt safer to go. And does it make sense, B? But you're not. But you don't want me. Yeah, it's shocking and it's astonishing. But you don't want me to expose it up now because I've been exposing your church called RPF. And this is what I'm gonna say. Like, I'm gonna say I big up Bouncer. I respect it. That's broski. You get me? But at the same time, you can just tell there's a lot of different things that we need to unpack here. One, the gal them are hating because I'm beautiful. That's number one. Number two, you got the other layers that I'm exposing church cults, and a lot of these survivors of church cult hopped. Another thing is they're not entirely honest. So they don't reach out to me first because I can see straight through them. People are not prepared to face their shadows. I'm going to ask you questions. We're going to dive into it. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to know everything Bouncer's exposing I've already done. Yeah. And there's more to come. There is a lot more to come. Like, and the thing about SPAC is I'm not even going to do any talking with them. Do you know what I mean? Because at this stage, what they're doing up is they've got people monitoring my accounts, and most likely there's someone watching on live. Hey, are you the bottom B they've sent? But you'll notice when Toby responds, you have to have like a certain platform or be like a celeb or be like some sort of, because Toby thinks that he's a celebrity. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't know God. He knows money, power, ego, celebrity dom, like all of that. And this is why a lot of them are crumbling and the things that they've created is being destroyed, because they don't know God. It's very like external and superficial, and it's very much like it's within the 3D. And that's why, you know, God talks about building things on sand when the storm and whatever. What God's talking about is this material world, this 3D matrix that we're living in. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't build it on this chair. Because now I've just come and dismantled so much of their teachings and works and whatever. It's free psychology. Because, guys, listen, they didn't have the words for neurosystem and, you know, all of the trauma theory. So they called it aura. And it was about, you know, like herbal medicine and trying to connect with nature and the elements and understanding how the body moves through nature. And this is what we've come back to now. It's kind of like going back to the ancient hidden knowledge, which mirrors how technology has caught up with it. But in the meantime, yeah, it is, yeah. Celebrities are aura farms. And it's the same with Christendom and church cults. It's just all about siphoning energy. That's why with Pastor Toby, what you see is, and I'll change the picture when I'm talking about him soon, but guys, I'm so weak. I probably just got to keep it on this chair. What you see with Pastor Toby is you could just see that he's siphoning their energy real bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's mirroring them. And the thing is, you know, like, it's really interesting with him, because I haven't seen a cult leader mirror them so much, but it's like they're almost like, it's like compound life. Allegedly, they're all living in that house with him. They all live with each other. Have you noticed that the girls have a certain aesthetic? I don't even know what to call it. It's like this kind of Jada Wader, you know, the way BLK girls dress that are supposed to have money in the UK. I don't even know. It's just the MESS chair. It's a MESS chair. It's this aesthetic. And do you know what? They've got this new one, Jemima, that they're trying to raise up. I was going to record it, but I'm so weak. It's like they've got her all gassed in there. You know, when you're in the self-sealing system and you've got like Toby and all these guys with their supercars and they're recording a video. They get you wrapped up in this fake reality. It's like you're living in a movie chair. And once they get their claws in you, like I could tell Jemima's the next one that they're raising up, because that's what they do in cults, like the representation. They get their claws in you and they start to like love bomb you. So all the girls are she's gonna be endorsed by Toby because there's something Toby likes about her, but she's a pretty girl and she's got a very like clean aesthetic. Like when you clean her up, that new Jemima girl that they're raising up, that's the epitome of what they want like their SPAC Nation pastors to be like. Winifred isn't, you know, Winnie, because she was talking in the background doing the most, but she's overweight, she looks sloppy, she doesn't look well put together, her makeup's all over the place, she's highly insecure, she's probably throwing herself at the men and they don't like that. So someone like that, even though they're desperate, screaming for attention, doing whatever they can to be seen, heard, they'll never pick her because she's a mess. Jemima fits that aesthetic because she's got the body that they want. She looks very compact. She looks very put together. And you could see that they've invested a lot of time in Jemima, not Winifred. Hi, Black. Winifred, how long you been there for, girl? Has it been 7 years? How long's Jemima been there? So, and I'll do content on this when I'm well. But so we see people like Winifred, who's been there for years, begging it, just looking for an opportunity. Jemima walks in, she's there for 5 minutes and she gets elevated to pastor. She's gone viral, she's proud, she's got caught up in the sauce. And because Winnie, she's just desperate. So it's like they could just, someone like that she's the doormat of the cult. Like she's what you see like in gangs, you'd call someone like that a foot soldier. Do you know what I mean? Just so insecure, so lost. But someone like Jemima, they see potential in her. Someone like Winifred, they don't see potential, so she's always going to be the skivvy, the sent out. Am I right? Are there any spackers on here? I hope you're on here. Hi, bitch. So, in cults, there's a lot of inequality, injustice. It's very unfair. Different people get promoted at different times. So, for example, in a cult, you could have someone who's been in there for 10 years, been doing everything and some. They don't appoint them a pastor. They don't give them an official title, but you'll have someone who's been there for 5 years and they get appointed a pastor. they get showed favoritism. So there's a lot of inequality, and there's a lot of favoritism, and you can see it in SPAC with this Jemima girl. There's going to be a lot of jealousy at the moment in there, and the Miriams and the Nickies and whatever, they'll be acting very fake around her and acting like they're her best friend. Jemima, you're in the den, you're in the lion's den, bitch. You think them gal them are your brethren? Them gal them at your brethren. Listen, there's a scripture, yeah, that says jealousy, who can withstand her? You see a gal that's jealous of you. That girl will unalive you. She'll sleep with your man, even though your man will never leave you for that gal. Hey, hands, they want the young pretty girls fast. Yeah. Because you know me, they're all washed up in there. They all look a mess. But the Jemima girl is young and fresh and pretty. So that's why they want her. And she's got that like that they're grooming her to be like, you know, like a little Mariam, but they see leadership in her as well. But Mariam and Nikki are washed up. They're gonna be jealous because she's getting all the attention. That fit. Was she the one who said don't piss me off? Whatever's going viral, that sound that they're all using, that's the Jemima gal. So she's feeling like a celeb right now. They're rewarding her. All her posts are going viral. Another way that I could tell when they've grieved a member is in mega church cults, because remember, this is a backdoor ghetto-ass church cult. Hey, Laurie. So they're going to get close proximity and higher level exposure to the malignant narcissist. My cult has over 3,000 church cults worldwide, millions of members. So the cult leader is not as accessible. Some people have been there for 10 years and never met the cult leader, okay? But because it's ghetto-ass Spat Nation and, you know, there's only like 200 strong members, so many people are leaving. People are leaving Spat for like every 3 to 6 months, and the side chicks. Yes. I gotta go. I'll message you on Insta. Oh, all right, queen. I look forward to it. Guys, now the time's to message me. If you've messaged me already, message me again. I'm bedridden. All I'm doing is sleeping, waking up. Guys, when I tell you this chronic disease I live with, Addison's and chronic kidney disease, as I said to y'all, I have not spent 18 years in a church cult and come out unscathed. But my mentality, oh, sorry, I just locked off my child by accident. All right, when she calls back, I'll answer it and tell her I'm on live. All right, girls, I'm thinking about my girls. Let's get into the topic tonight, guys. This is an interesting one, yeah. It's actually a chapter from my book, so it's an exclusive. If you didn't know, you gonna get to know. I got a book coming out on, I'm not going to say when, just March 2026. And this is going to be like a collective piece. Oh my God, Forex, that is so mad. I was thinking about you today. Because I see you, did you like something or watch my status or something? I was like, oh my God. Do you know what I've clocked though? There's some people on this account, when I come on my Leah JL, they come on, I gotta just like maintain the lives across the accounts, which I'm gonna be doing, especially now I'm bedridden. But it's good to see you, man. It's good to see people coming on, man. I'm really pleased. Like, it's like, oh yeah, like people are checking if your girl's okay. All right. So this is an exclusive, guys. Book's coming out in March 2026, bitch. This is going to change the game. I'm developing a new discipline within cult psychology education. I've coined the word church cults, and I've created a lot of metaphysical ideologies, theories, and biopsychosocial, spiritual, scientific theories around what we've been through. Because what we've been through, it's not just like we've been to a church and we've come out. It's like we have been absolutely ABUSED'd. We have been indoctrinated. Like, we don't even have the words to describe the PAIN, the trauma, like how much we have to unpack. Like, I'm really gonna put this in the book. Like, I'm really gonna validate survivors, and I've developed theories and ideologies that don't exist to give words and frameworks to help you understand and make sense of what happened to you inside of these high control groups. So welcome to an exclusive chapter from my book, Rest is Spellwork, Unmasking Power, Control and Consciousness in Church Cults. And I do appreciate that at this point, you know, my ideas could be stolen, this, that and the third, but do you know what? The collective mean more to me. And I've revealed a lot about, you know, my work and a lot of the revelations I've gotten. People have stolen them. They've ridden off the back of my content, you know, and yeah, there's been a lot of that, but I just want to take the risk because I think it will help y'all. So let's get into it. Welcome, guys. My name's Leah Lauder. I've got a youth and community work, JNC, BSc, social work, MA, and I want to introduce. Let me reintroduce myself. I am a biopsychosocial spiritual scientist. I have a book coming out in March 2026, and that is a name that I have coined for myself based on the work I've been doing for almost 2 years with survivors. I spent 18 years in a church cult and started speaking out about my experiences 2 years ago in January. Since then, a plethora of survivors have reached out to me globally, and I have thousands of survivors, I don't even know what the total is, that support the movement. So let's get into it. Unmasking and demystifying spellwork. Are y'all ready for this? Suck your mother. Like up the live. Suck your mother on her reds. Suck your mother dry. Sacque salop. All right, let's get into it. If you're on here and watching from the FYP, get your ass in here. Because I'm sick. I just had a district nurse come out. Are you all right? Look at me. I'm a mess. Get in there and help me like it, man. Do you know what? I don't like it when you survivors are on the FYP and you're just watching. It's like the fact that you don't come out, like that hurts the movement enough. Hey, Haynes. But the fact that you get to benefit from the lives by being on the FYP and you don't help us like the live, don't you think that's a bit bad? Like, especially if you could have a burner account. It's just coming in and liking it. So please come in. Haynes. All right, unmasking and demystifying spellwork. Spellwork is often misunderstood. In popular imagination, it is reduced to superstition, witchcraft, or fantasy. Something irrational, primitive, or dangerous. This caricature serves power. When spellwork is obscured or ridiculed, its real mechanisms remain hidden in plain sight. Hey, Sonny Manifest. Babe, I am so ill at the moment, but I will be exposing them till the day I unalive. This is just a chill live. I'm not doing anything to exert my energy. I'll just be laying here like this as I speak to y'all. Chilled. Still exposing though. And sometimes this is the best way, because sometimes people don't like my fiery approach. So there's some people who engage more with more calmer tone listening, and this is why, guys, even though I live with these chronic health issues and this mental health, I can't go out, I can't really travel, I'm kind of bedbound, homebound, and that's okay, because this is the way that God has willed it for it, you know, for it to be so. And a lot of survivors are in exactly the same situation. They're bedbound, they have chronic health issues, and the fact that I'm always in my bed, I didn't realise it resonates with so many people. And I've just come on here and I've just been real. So this is going to be a very calm one. I'm going to go at my pace, at my speed, because I'm very weak. And those that really want to hear, but I just want to apologize to my neurodivergence, because I know slow speaking is very difficult to engage. Yeah. All right. But I'm going to push through. I'm going to try and just do as much as I can until I'm really tired, and then I'm going to go have a sleep and then just see, because I don't want to strain myself when I get up. Wow, go on. Perfect. Historically, spellwork has never been about magic in the childish sense. It has always been about intentional shifts in consciousness. So they want you to believe in broomsticks, tarot cards. Tarot cards are not, they want you to believe in a piece in cards that people sit around with and crystals on a beach. They're not even thinking about the person, have no intention towards you whatsoever. To demonize that, what they don't want you to learn and understand is that spell work is about intentional shifts in consciousness. The tools that they use, it can be different. It can be prophecy, it can be divination, it can be tarot, it doesn't make it evil or good. What makes it evil or good is the person. If the person's got trauma and they haven't healed from that, and they're using tarot and spiritualism, because spiritualism and that whole new age is a new religious movement equally as bad as Christianity, all right? And and some people, especially in African spirituality, they mix Christendom, like Christianity, with African spirituality and like hoodoo and voodoo and things like that. And so what am I saying? I'm saying all of that to say that the real witchcraft is the intention. It's not in the tools, because someone can class themselves as a witch and be like into herbs and maybe, I don't know, gardens, forests, I don't know, like whatever. But then you've got someone that's claiming that they're a pastor in the church, but they're sleeping with all the women using schmegs magic. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? So that's why these things need to be demystified and unmasked. Because when people ask me questions like, is Christ Embassy good? Is art good? Is this good? I'm just like, baby, you need to go and deconstruct from Christianity, Jay. Because this thing is deep. It's so deep. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Make sure you're ready for this live. So when we talk about magic, we're not talking about cauldrons and broomsticks and tarot cards and, I'm going to say crystals, because, you know, they think crystals is witchcraft and evil. Lol. It has always been about intentional shifts in consciousness. Do you know how DUMB you are? I could get out my amethyst crystal now and put it in front of you, and there'll be aunties that will run away, will see it as EVIL. You're just DUMB. You're a JOKE. You're easy to manipulate, naive. That's why you're in there. Do you know what I mean? That's why you're in there buying invisible blessings, baby. All right. Guys, I hope that the frequency of relaxation and healing, I hope that it, you know, my intention is that, you know, if you're going through a difficult time or whatever, that this healing space will help you. Can you not hear the frequency? So across ancient cultures, Egyptian, Greek, Indigenous, Eastern, and early Christian mystic traditions, spell work referred to the deliberate use of rhythm. This is important, guys. Rhythm, language, breath, symbol, repetition, posture, sound, and environment to alter internal states and align perception, emotion, and belief. We got to break this down. Holy Spirit, help me. This is complex stuff. All right. So the origins of spell work referred to the deliberate use of, so it was rhythmic. So we've got that in the drums, in the music I've spoken, and I will talk about musical, mystical manipulation, which is a term that I've coined myself. We've got the early origins, because remember, when you deconstruct Christianity, the early Christians were esoteric and believing in esoteric Christendom for over 300 years. In fact, people had different beliefs in Christendom, and it was kind of packaged into this one world kind of order through the Romans, the Roman Empire, you know, and that's Catholicism, it's the Vatican, etc. So this spell work is it's deliberate through use of rhythm, language. So this is the jargon, this is through the prophecy, all of that. Breath. And again, guys, do you know what I want to say with this? Like tongues. I feel like that comes to my mind. Symbolism. Do you know what, guys? There's a lot of this, but not in a way that they literally put up symbolism. This is in the symbolism of the codes, the unspoken words and things that they say in the cult, meanings of things that symbolize other things, and that's what they do. They change the meanings of things and whatever. So it's like that's how your reality becomes distorted. Guys, I need to drink water so I don't become dehydrated. Guys, if you're on tonight and you're interested, I will most likely be doing a live at about 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'll probably be on live for about an hour because I've got an appointment, and it's gonna be like, it's gonna take a while. So again, it's gonna be very calm, similar to what I'm doing today. Guys, how are you feeling? How's life at the moment? Just allow your body to relax. I know it's stressful with all the Christmas stuff, but you know, guys, our health has to come first, man. I know it's hard, and it's so hard at the moment because everyone's broke. Everything's so expensive. But I hope that this live will bring you some comfort and peace and stillness. So repetition, they do that a lot. Repetition with the things that they teach to embed the programming and indoctrination. Repetition in meetings, because there's a system that you have to get used to. So it's like education, you know, like the education system. Church cults are designed in a similar way. You know, it's uniformed. You go through, like, you know, different stages, like when you get promoted. You know, you move up a level. God, I'm getting a lot of revelations, but it's warped because you get people with different ages. So you might get like a 25-year-old, do you know what I mean? Like pastor and a 40-year-old with a family, they've never been married. It's an MESS. It's an MESS, and that's how people's lives are getting destroyed. Because you've got a pastor packing boxes in a factory at night, and then pastoring in by day, and you know, telling people whether they should work for, you know, JP Morgan or Saks. Do you know what I mean? Like, based off prophecy and hearing from God. Thanks for the follow, babe. Hey, Queen Elite Arch, do you know what I mean? They haven't looked at the terms and conditions of the job. They haven't looked at the benefits. They haven't looked at nothing, you know. It's just based off some prophetic gift they believe they have. Bumba People's lives have been destroyed. Guys, there are women, yeah, who have married actual narcissists and brokies, like dusty man them, that sit on the couch all day. Most of these women in the church cult, thanks elites. Like in my church cult, the women are more educated. They have better jobs. They marry the women off because they're so desperate, and they're pick-me's. They're like managers. You know them gal them, they're just like a job's worth. Like, it doesn't matter where they're working, McDonald's, Sainsbury's, local authority. It's like they've got the job, everyone's getting paid the same, but they just want to be the manager. They just want the promotion real bad. You know them annoying gal them in the workplace? These are the type of gal them you get into church cult, man. Overwhelming, in your face, masculine, repulsive. Guys, if the life gets locked up, I'm just going to see it as a sign from God to rest. Because I wouldn't care if it got locked off, like, because so I need to rest, yeah. And it will never be the main account, so I'm not care. I'm not blood clock here. Oh my God, guys, when I tell you I've been fighting for my life. Just before I come off the live, I'm going to go and, thanks for liking the live, I'm going to go and make my tea. And my bun with cheese. Thanks, Elites. Guys, do you know what I really fancy? Some bun. You know, some Caribbean bun and cheese. Are you alright? Toasted. Lurpak it. Lurpak. You know, with the melt. You know, just the sliced cheese. And a little tea. You know, with condensed milk. Honey, little piece of cinnamon. I know that's right. Ooh, God. Chair. When I get better, that's the first thing. Do you know what? I'm going to do that for Christmas. Because, guys, you know, for the kids that I don't have custody of. Ooh, I'm going to do them like a buffet. Because they're with me on Christmas morning. Then they go with their dad, like, in the afternoon. So I'm going to do them like a Christmas buffet. And I'm going to do, like, put it all out. Like, all the cereal. You know, like a buffet in a hotel. Like, on the dining table. And we're going to all eat. I'm going to all have candles. It's going to be beautiful. So it's going to be so stunning. And I'm going to have like all Christmas cake, everything, like a little tea party vibe. It's going to be lovely. And then, oh, thanks, Elites. Thanks, Elites. I'm going to record it all. I'll just cover their faces so you guys will see it. It's going to be like Disney World, like magical, you know, like perfect Christmas. And then I'm going to struggle to wrap their presents, but I'm going to try my best. Guys, the wrapping might look like human fecal matter, but Minak here, you get me? I'm just going to try my best for my girls. Actually, Leah, I could call you to help me because you're not far, are you? If I get really stuck, if you're not busy. Do you know what? I actually will reach out to you if I get really desperate, because you're literally down the road. All right. So before neuroscience, before neuroscience, people spoke of spirit, breath, aura, vibration, and presence because they did not yet have language for the nervous system, neurochemistry, or trauma imprinting. The phenomena were real. The vocabulary was limited. And we didn't have technology as we know it now. Spellwork, stripped of mysticism, is this: an intentional method of altering consciousness, perception, and behavior through sensory, emotional, and symbolic means. Get ready for me, bitch. March 2026. This is a chapter in my book. The book is life-changing, guys. It's not like a normal book. I'm not saying things to spook you. I'm not trying to be a cult leader. What I will tell you is in this book, because you know cult leaders always have this claim to fame, or like they got this revelation, but it's always invisible. They never have any evidence. It's always Jesus appeared to them, or the Spirit spoke to them, or but with what God has done, and I'm so glad that God has done it, it's like I've got photographic evidence, because as you know, I like candles, incense, things like that. So I've taken pictures of, like, there's a theory that I've developed through what I saw in a candle. I've taken a picture of that candle, not with the intention to put in my book, but I took it for me to hold on to. And now I've realized I want to like reveal this in the book, and I will put those pictures in there just for your peace of mind, and also so that you can see something visually. This is not like mystical manipulation that I'm trying to do up. This is like my own spiritual meaning, I don't know, personal practice, and I'm sharing that with the survivors, with the world, to evidence what I believe God is saying to me. Does that make sense? Because I think it's important. I think it's important that we have that as survivors, because I could come and say anything to you. And that's why in the multitude of counsel there is safety. When you see that word counsel, it's not talking about physical people, because they make it about pastors and leaders. Counsel is knowledge. For lack of knowledge, my people perish. And in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. So considering much, you know, different like theories and evidence and literature is very important. That's where you get higher marks in university, consulting different types of literature. So in the multitude of counsel, that's talking about knowledge, because you can have a pastor that's DUMB, ain't got no knowledge, just gonna talk to you like about human fecal matter. Yeah. So there's no real counsel in that. The counsel comes through what you know, B. Counsel is like your intuition. It's like your brain. It's like thoughts that come to you, Jaya. Because people are not always there. People are not always there. When you feel like you're in that state where you just can't do it anymore and you just want to finish it, that's when you need the counsel. But it's not a physical counsel. That's when the knowledge, the things that you've learned, that you've heard, that you've poured into self, that's really like that's where your life jacket should, when you're drowning, your life jacket should come into motion. And that's what you've poured into yourself. So when I talk about investing in self, loving self, that loving yourself is filling yourself with knowledge, not to make yourself vulnerable. So not only joining these spaces, but also it's about like men as well, like the opposite gender, you know what I mean? Because, you know, getting used and abused, it happens on both sides. All right, let's get back into it. So spell work is an intentional method of altering consciousness, perception and behavior through sensory, emotional and symbolic means. It is not tarot cards, crystals and broomsticks. When framed this way, the question becomes uncomfortable because spell work did not disappear. It was institutionalized. Spell work did not disappear. It was institutionalized, controlled and managed. All right, my loves? Preaching or spell work. I don't know if I want to reveal all this chapter, guys. I think I'm going to give you some. Okay, who have I got on here as survivors? If I've got proper real G survivors, I might share. Can you, if you believe that you're one of those people, comment up in the comments. Don't be shy, man. It is what it is. You know your people that I know your name. Yeah. This is good though, guys, because you guys are helping me drink water. It's been so hard, guys. Guys, I literally had to like crawl, like, because when it gets so bad with this, because I've got Addison's and chronic kidney disease, having been in a cult for 18 years, like right now my left legs, like I'm going, ooh. All right, queen. All right. Just because you're here. All right. The left feeling in my leg is going as I'm speaking to you. This is the realness. This is what I live with. This is what I live with. The whole left side of my leg right now, I can't feel. And I'm bedridden, I'm in my bed. And at a point, I will show you lot so you can see how frail and how weak I look. And this is just the product. Yeah, but I'm all right, babe. I'll survive. I will survive, you know. And if I won't, I will be with my boyfriend. Guys, just remember when I go, don't cry for me, Argentina. And every time you watch Sinners, think of me and Jason. Like, I'm good, baby. Like, I'm with my man. Like, listen, I never had it so good. Like, wherever Jason is, where I go to meet him, like, that guy's going to treat me good. Like, are you all right? Like, he's waiting for me, man, on the other side. For those of you that don't know, my boyfriend was unalived by the police in 2007. So that's who I'm talking about. I'll be celibate for the rest of my life. I'm a social justice activist. I've committed my life to the collective and this cause because I will never love again. And that is the love of my life. And I will meet him on the other side. Okay. So, preaching or spell work. Modern church cults insist they are preaching the word. But preaching, as practiced in high control religious environments, is not neutral teaching. It is ritualized induction. This is a chapter from my book coming out in March 2026. It will be available to pre-order in February. These environments do not rely on reasoned debate or mutual inquiry. They rely on rhythmic music, repetitive language, emotional escalation, call and response, authoritative prophecy, symbolic threat and reward, and group synchronization. For some of you that didn't go to more of the BLK Africanized church cults, it's going to be nothing. You know, that ones. Just a place to go, chair. Because when you look at UCKG, it's more like militarized, uniformed. I don't even know what their music is like there, but I don't think it's not like how BLK check, because they're Portuguese, isn't it? It's like whitey Portuguese influence. All right, and that's why you see them church cults, they grow big, because they're more like you know, like Roman Catholics. Bouncer is covering SPAC and is making it a big deal on their necks. Yeah. And it's good. That's what we need, you know, because the bigger the platform, do you know what I mean, the more the awareness. So I totally endorse what Bouncer's doing. I think it's brilliant. And yeah, I think it's great. Just stay tuned. I'm sure he's got a lot more to come and a lot more up his sleeve, and I can't wait to see all of the content that's going to continue coming out. I think it's going to get very interesting very soon. Okay, so this is not accidental, it's spell work. The pastors are doing spell work. So they're not mogs. And these institutions, these mogs, these pastors, whatever, they do not invite rest, reflection, or integration. They induce continuous activation. So you're always having to do things. There's always a meeting or a need, or, you know, there's always a demand. Yeah. The body remains alert, aroused, vigilant. So what you'll find is, as soon as you have a crisis, you go into hyper arousal. You start to look for answers. Thank you, Masby. You start to over spiritualize it. Like my ChatGPT, I've been trying to over spiritualize a situation, and ChatGPT's been making me realize that I've been exchanging religion for spiritual rhetoric and thought, always trying to find a spiritual reason for why someone's behaving a certain way or why something's happening, when I just need to let go. I don't need to over spiritualize it. There's not always a sign in something. Right now, I'm bedridden. Right now, I'm unwell. Right now, I need to rest. I don't need to be trying to figure out or psychoanalyze why somebody's done something or why somebody's contributed to my sickness and illness. I need to ground myself, stay anchored, and think in a very grounded way, because my condition is spurred and triggered and worsened by stress. Do you understand where I'm going with this? So a lot of you guys, is that Miss CHM? A lot of you guys are going to be using religious or over spiritualized, hyper religious rhetoric, especially when you go into crisis. What you need to learn to do is, hey Chrissy H, hey Queen, you need to learn to ground yourself and look at logical reasoning, conclusions, findings, resolutions first. Because if you don't, you'll always miss if you need medical attention, if you need to go on antidepressants, if you need, do you understand what I'm saying? If you need to do something like a walk. Do you get what I'm saying? You've got to regulate your nervous system. This is not about religion. This is not about spirituality. When they didn't have the words for trauma and neurosystem and, you know, is it neurochemistry, science or whatever? They had aura and, you know, herbal remedies and I can't remember what else I was saying, but that's the language that they spoke, because they didn't have the knowledge that they have now. But then they want to demonize it. Why? Because they don't want you to have the truth. They want you to be cut off from your intuition and yourself. Because then you're easier to control. Thank you, Big Rosh. So the body remains alert, aroused, vigilant. Over time, this creates dependency, not on God, but on the alerted state itself. So my safety blanket and my coping mechanism is being in this altered state of self, where my body remains alert, in fight or flight. I always need to fight, aroused, vigilant, because that's my dependency, that's my coping mechanism, that's my safety blanket. And what ChatGPT, and I'm going to add this chapter, what ChatGPT has been making me realize is that I need to ground myself so that because ChatGPT is not going to endorse the spiritualism, and that's how a lot of people go into spiritual psychosis, because they start to dig deeper into the spiritual cycle, like the spiritual you know, like just the spirituality or the religion, more than just going to a doctor. You need to get your backside in A&E and present yourself as, you know, you're losing it. hey, curvy vibes, will go to the GP, but instead you're doing up religion and Bible and this and that, and it's making the symptoms worse. Do you know what I mean? So now you're pacing up and down the hood, talking to yourself, and now you're detained under the Mental Health Act and sections, and you've got no say over your medical treatment. That's why I say, when you know you need help, go and get help before it gets too bad. Like now, like where my condition is, I've got to get more help, guys. I've got to make a referral. It's like this had to happen to be like, okay, Leah, you've coped as long as you can. You've coped as long as you can. Thanks, Chrissy H. I appreciate you. And now you just need to get the care and whatever's available to support me, because guys, it's bad. Like, you know, like a lot of people don't even survive what I've survived, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and so like just the best thing I could have done was just leave work, like focus on my nervous system. Like, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. It is a struggle, like financially, mentally, whatever. But it's that, like, now in hindsight, it's the best thing I could have done, because I think if I know if I'd carried on going on that way, I would have unalived. My body just wouldn't have been able to take it. I was just in there for too long. And I think the realization of, you know, the illness that I live with, because I think I have ADHD and autism, so I run off the adrenaline of that when I need things to get done, and then I crash. And I can't continue operating in this way. It's not healthy. And this is why now I'm kind of like just going to reach out for the support and just get myself sorted out, guys. And do you know what I mean? It's like, it has to happen. It has to happen. And I don't know. So I think I'm just processing it all, but I'm okay, guys. I'm reaching out for the right support. We will call my GP and see if I can get a home visit as well on Monday. All right. So I named this mechanism musical mystical manipulation. I have copywritten this theory there. Don't ramp with me. MMM. So musical mystical manipulation is a theory and a term that I've coined and developed. It is a coercive technique whereby sound, rhythm, voice, collective emotion, and spiritual language are used to bypass critical cognition and directly influence the nervous system. My book is coming out in March 2026. This is a chapter from it. It's available for pre-order from February. And then what I plan to do, guys, is like, I'll probably do like a book signing. Like a book signing meet and greet thing with some paperbacks, but I don't know how many paperbacks I'm gonna do. It all depends. It all depends, because the money that I make from the book, I'm putting that back into the CIC, because I've got a project that needs to be done behind the scenes that I'm not talking about, so that's gonna fund it. So depending on that, it will depend on, you know, if I've got money left over to do the paperbacks, then I'll do that, because I think it would be quite nice to have some, because I like paperbacks. Do you know what I mean? I like having a physical book, but then I like having it digitally as well. And I don't know if I'll be able to get the audio book out for March, but I am going to try, because I do want to have an audio. I think that's important. It will just depend on my health, guys. If my health is good, then you'll get an audio book as well. Because survivors have requested for that. So this includes sustained chord progressions that induce trance-like states, repetitive choruses that narrow attention. Chrissy, do you remember when we used to do those all-night choir rehearsals and repeat the same parts over and over and over and over again, and it would be 24-hour choir rehearsals? They wouldn't even give us water. We'd be there from like 6 p.m. to like 6 a.m. the next morning. There'd be women with babies backing. Do you know backing? Like, you know when like African women tie cloth around and the babies on their back, backing the babies, rocking them as they're standing, you know. and there'd be women in barefoot like kids. They put the chairs together, and then they put a blanket and then put their kids on there. And this would be like in the middle of winter, like rehearsals right now. Oh my God, we're in some random church somewhere in South London, and it's breezy. Oh my God, the mass choir rehearsals were the worst. There'd be like hundreds of people in a cramped, we always used to do it in New Cross, be some cramped room. It's very traumatic when I think about it. And even like some of the young people, they were as young as 14 and 15. What was I doing? I'm 21 years old. I got all these young people, 14, 15 years old, that I'm responsible for. I'm driving in my car. I've barely had my license. It's just, everything is screaming safeguarding. Like, obviously, like the stuff that you could get away with back in the day in the 2000s, you just couldn't get away with now. Like, I was just picking up random people from the street, putting them in my car and bringing them to church. I could have picked up someone, a rapist. I could have picked up a serial unaliver. Do you know that these people open up their houses to random strangers that they've just met off? Like, they'll meet someone on the street on Monday, and then on Wednesday, like, they're going and picking up the person, like, bringing them to their house. They got their youths in the house. This is how, like, kids are getting, like, essays. Do you know what I mean? And things are happening because they just got a whole heap of people in the yard. Oh, BTW, there's child on child essay going on in SPAC Nation, okay? And there's a safeguarding concern around. I'm not going to say too much because, you know, Rachel Rain, she's just a thief. You know Rachel Rain that does Survive in ECKG? Everything I say, that girl's just jumping off the piggy bank of what I'm doing, because she has no communication skills with survivors whatsoever. That girl, chair. Guys, do you know what? It's like these guys keep praying for my downfall, like I'll unalive. It's like they don't want me, guys. If I unalive, that's it, they're done out. The whole thing's luck off. Because then I'm going to be on the other side. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to be influencing and raising up all of the gal them. Do you know what I mean? To go after the church cult. And the thing is, when I'm bedbound and I'm like, hey, and I can't do anything, I'm physically too unwell. Like, I can't do the content. I can't do this. I can't do that. But my mouth, like, I'll just be laying here and I'm just going to be talking. Because I'm not exerting or straining myself. I'm not shouting. I've got, you know, it's calm. I've got my sensory stuff on. I've got my frequency on. I'm lying in my bed and just talking to you lovely people. And the people that want all the hype, you know, like when I'm in that hype mood and my energy's on fire and it's like a magnet and everyone starts coming on the live. You know, there's a time and a place for that, but I'm not giving that energy all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why, like, those mogs and those foresters and all that, they can't be doing that all of the time. So you got to think, what energy? Do you know what I'm saying? What energy are they? Where are they getting that energy from? They're siphoning the energy of the members. Sorry, I just saw my, you know, my ex-spiritual father. He has a certain surname. I just saw it come up on it. I hope that Reverend Edmund got out. They just stole that guy's whole life. His whole life. That man walked into that church cult, right, when he was 19 years old. Same age as me. And he's been in there ever since, y'all. Oh my gosh, where's my bonnet? Oh, no, you lot. Oh, it's here. Ooh, yeah. Guys, do you know what, yeah? I really want to treat myself to some nice, like, Christmas chocolates. But do you know what, y'all? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to leave it, you know, until, like, Christmas Eve. Do you know why? Because that's when everything goes down. You know, all the Christmas chocolates go on offer. Nah, man, because them Christmas chocolates are expensive. They're like £8. Like, I don't mind spending like £4. Oh my gosh, all the chocolates are melted. Oh, I've got to put them in the fridge. All right, guys, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I've got ADHD. This is what happens to me. Oh, God. Life, oh, life, oh, life, oh, life, da-da-da-da-da, life. Oh, guys, no, do you know what? I'm going to put the chocolates in my fridge. Oh, I want to put the... Yeah, guys, 1 second. Oh, Coley's. That's my niece, you know. Coley's. Coley's, are you on here? Why didn't you call your auntie? Why didn't you call your auntie there? I could have been on my unalivement bed. You didn't even check on me. You don't care about your big old Annie. Do you know what's so crazy? Because that's my younger brother's daughter, so I'm actually older than her dad and her mom. I remember one time she tried to get face, so I was like, listen, yeah, I'm older than your mother and your father. Oh my God, guys, it's tough, you know, being the eldest daughter, you know. Anyway, let's get into it, y'all. We're talking about the demystifying and the unmasking of spellwork in church cult spaces. Elites is busting up. All right, so I was talking about musical mystical manipulation. We were looking at the sustained chord progressions, the repetitive choruses. Oh, that's why I disassociated, because we were talking about the mass choir rehearsals. That's why. Did you see I had a complete disassociation? Started talking about the chocolates, had to put them in the fridge. Because you see them choir rehearsals, yeah? Oh my God. When I tell you, lot, they were so traumatic. I just start disassociating and talking about something else. Oh my God. Yeah, you clocked. Guys, another thing that I need you to pray for, yeah, is like my stomach aches. Because with my condition, if this stomach ache continues, I'm gonna have to go A&E. So just pray for my stomach, yeah. All right. I feel like I've got some prayer warriors on the live chair. You know, some people who really get into it with God, chair. Don't forget about me. All right, I've cleaned out that fridge because I was so ill. Some of the food went off and I had to leave it. You know, my mum got me a little fridge for my room, so I got a fridge in here. And one of my survivor sisters got me a little kettle. It's got delivered to my yard, so I guess I could make like tea upstairs when I'm ill. Guys, the truth is, I don't want to like scare you lot, but I got to be like realistic with you. Yeah, I do feel like as I'm getting older, I'm deteriorating. You know, because of the chronic illness that I have in it, and it's. I'm trying not to like be angry and like full of like HATE and stuff for the cult, because I think when you live with a chronic illness as a result of a cult, yeah, you can become really like HATE towards them, because it's like they've stolen your life. It's like you can't do anything, you know. It's like the blame, you know, that they get to live with their life. But these are the thoughts that we need to try and get out of. Because there's a survivor that has to take like 27 tablets. Like they tried to unalive this woman literally through how they beat her down and broke her down. But since like we've been doing up this collective thing, like she's connecting with like other survivors, reconnecting with other, it's not like everything's gone away, because it's never gonna go away. But it's like it's not worsening the condition. Miss Kiko in the cup, because if you're feeling depressed, like you're filled with HATE, resentment, unforgiveness, just everything like that worsens the condition, that keeps you in fight or flight, that makes you worse. This is why I'm trying to move us into liberation and understanding the symptoms. And that's why, like, as I'm sick like this, my focus is not even in the church cult. It's just being consistent with the content and continuing to do what I'm doing, where and how I can. Yeah, does that make sense? So survivors, seriously, yeah, just try your best to not HATE them, because it takes more effort working on mind, body and soul, putting more energy into stopping yourself not HATE in someone than the energy it takes to HATE someone. Does that make sense? It takes a lot of energy to be a hater, trust me. that means that you, like, there's a girl that hates on me real bad. Like, it's like, but I've got, you know, it's like I'm living in her head rent free. It's not even condos, it's like mansions. But I don't care about her. Do you know what I mean? When I see her, I just think, oh my God, she looks at MESS. Like, you were sleeping with my man, you've lost me as a friend, now I'm blowing up. Do you know what I mean? The trajectory is only going up. I did tell you, I knew she was a 304, but I was putting her on. And I said, listen, whatever you do, just don't touch this one, innit? Because I'm working on him. And I'm doing a big payout thing, innit? Just leave it. I'm going to break you off. Because we were brethrens, innit? And I was like, I'll give you some. Just stay away from it. She still went to go and open up her legs like the 304 that she is. So now, like, I could expose you, like, tomorrow. Like, you're living on eggshells. Because you don't know if you're going to open TikTok one day and there's going to be a picture of you looking at MESS and you've gone viral. And all the man them from all the UK are talking about how they got videos of you, this, that. All the gal them are coming forward, how you were sleeping with their husband, sleeping with their man. Because that's the type of gal you are outside in these streets. But anyway, guys, I'm ill. So I'm not going to take it there, chair. Our kids go to the same school, so I can't do nothing until my child leaves the school. All right. Then we've got the rise in tempo to escalate emotional arousal. So that's where you see them kind of go into, you know, like when they get the drums, you might hear the drums getting louder, or the piano, they might go dun, 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 dun. They do this with the choir as well, a lot of key changes. You are the strength of my life. Dun, 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 dun. I lift my hands in total praise to you. Amen. 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 But we're still going, amen. 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 And then I can't go as high because I'm ill. I would have hit the really high note. You're hearing all of these different sounds and parts, and at the same time, that is what I'm talking about. That hyper arousal, getting you into an emotional trance-like mind-altered state through musical, mystical manipulation. The pastor comes on. I can feel the Holy Spirit. I can feel the Holy Spirit right now. Some of you here, you've had a hard year. I can see in the spirit that someone here has lost a family member. It's like, oh, come on. Do you know what I mean? Like, they start doing it all, and but remember, this is another chapter I've got to end. I've got to add. Bloody hell. Like, their warped mindset of what, like, the manifestations and the moving and workings of the Holy Spirit are. Which is this screaming, this silly laughter, this falling out. People are literally, it's all trauma responses. It's a madhouse. The Lord is telling me, oh. Do you know the one, yeah, when I've come out, this is the one that traumatizes me the most, is when they would call up like women who are having problems conceiving. It's so evasive, it's so intrusive, it's so humiliating. It's just like, is this the time and the place? Is this really the time and the place? So you can have a woman that's been on IVF treatment, spent thousands of pounds in Harley Street. Maybe the IVFs failed twice, then this is like their last time then, because Prophet Kakra Baden came on a Thursday night one evening and prayed for you and touched your stomach. Now all of a sudden it was Prophet Kakra that got you pregnant. And so do you see that the rhetoric changes from it was the IVF, because there's no common sense. It's just like cognitive dissonance, hyper religiosity, and then it's all about Prophet Kakra. There's no common sense to say, oh, okay, I've tried the IVF twice and the third time it's worked, and you know, it's just coincidence that he's come at this time. They don't have that logical thinking. And then when we add the layer of the DUMB aunties and uncles that have been abused through generations, through IT supremacy, who just think like the whole world's laughing at them. And a lot of them, another thing is, a lot of auntie and uncles are neurodivergent and they've been undiagnosed, because remember, they don't believe in that. They see all of that as a weakness: mental health, neurodivergence, being LGBTQ. So there's just a lot of confusion with our people. So, you know, when you add these layers, guys, it's just a lot. They love to take the glory. They become the mini god and they worship them. Yeah. So they're just thinking and believing that these pastors or this prophet has more power than IVF and science. It's sad, man. It's really, really sad. It's so sad. Because you've got like my 11-year-old, that's going to be 12, has more common sense, is more emotionally stable, is more emotionally intelligent than 50-year-old men and women that have like 4 kids. It's sad. And this is what's making us see that like our generations are backwards. And and this is why I said to you, like, the lavery, it wasn't just about the gold. It was our African mysticism and cosmology that they demonized and stole from us. Our power to go from within. Oh, so deep, man. Guys, please deconstruct from Christianity. Hey, El Pimpiano, please do. Because it's really, really important, guys. Because you don't want to be like your generations and your ancestors. Unaliving, believing and waiting on a prayer. Whilst the men of God and the pastors build legacies for their generation and dynasties that they leave, and all your family are broke, believing in this European blonde hair, blue eyes Jesus. Come on, do better than that, man, for your kids. If you're going to do it for anyone, do it for your kids. It's like your kids still believing in Santa when they're 50 years old. Like, I've had to start having conversations with my child about, you know, the fact that Santa's not real. And I said, let's put this intention into the universe. Let's pray to God and let's say, my daughter said, Santa was a real saint, Saint Nicholas, blah, blah, blah. She told the story. And she said to her, you know, it's like the spirit that lives on. Da, 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 da. And we've been finding bargains. Like, they've been getting so much stuff. And I've been saying, look, it's the spirit of Santa Claus, of Saint Nicholas. Da, da. And I'm not teaching my kids to be DUMB and live in a distorted reality and be in this 3D matrix. No, my kids are exploring many dimensions of religion and spirituality. So if anything, do it for the kids, man. Break the cycle, like, be like the cycle ends with you. Because the next generation, guys, especially if your parents, mothers, you're in some sort of position where you influence children, young people, whatever, just, you know, it's got to be about freedom and autonomy, man. That's the only way to break the spell. So then we've got prophetic declarations timed at peak vulnerability. So I just demonstrated that. Collective weeping, swaying, falling, silence used strategically to heighten expectancy. And that's why I use that song. Oh, what is that song called? Total Praise. Because it's like there's a part in the song, it goes silent and then you just hear the keys. Amen. 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 And then you've got like the altos holding that. And then you've got the sopranos coming in with a heart. I mean, it's a beautiful song. I mean, if you ask me, like, if you're going to name like a choir song where we're talking about the orchestration of that, the different, you know, the different tones in the song, the different dynamic, I mean, it's always going to be Total Praise for me. Always going to be Total Praise. You've got the revamp, do you know what I mean? It just goes on and on and on. It just doesn't finish. And that's what you need with a real spirit-led gospel song. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like the spirit's just moving with the song. And when that's sung live, you can take it wherever you need it to go, and you can just keep bringing that amen, just keep bringing it up and just raising, you know. So, I mean, you know, I was a choir director as well. And a minister of song, high-ranking minister of song. So that was my role in the cult. They absolutely siphoned and used my gift. So from a biopsychosocial perspective, because that's what I am, a biopsychosocial spiritual scientist, is quite a mouthful. But to, you know, psychoanalyze and make sense of these nut jobs, and also, you know, this is a phenomenon. Human behavior is a phenomenon, and I've kind of stepped up to the plate to be in this position where I'm trying to make sense of and understand this phenomenon of church cults. So the title's got to match the work. So from a spiritual perspective, it is spell work without consent. And that's why they come for like mystics and people who are into spell work and stuff, because they're honest. That you see it, they're sitting there with their tarot cards, or they're saying that they do spell work. They're telling you this is how much it's going to cost for a cord cutting, or this is how much it's going to cost for whatever, love magic, whatever they're doing, yeah? So you're going into that with your eyes open, so you can choose whether to not indulge in that spell work or to indulge in it. Also, you can go in with your eyes open, spiritual hygiene, cleanliness. In these environments, they're doing it in a deceptive way. So they're practicing illegally in the spiritual realm. That's why they're pissed in the spiritual realm. That's why a collective raising up, it doesn't matter about the numbers. It's how powerful we are in the spiritual realm. Because remember David and Goliath, it just took one man and a stone. That's why demonize crystals, demonize stones, but I'll always choose my stones over your religious, Pharisaic, regurgitated slurs and tones of scriptures. I'll always choose my stone. I'll always choose my stone. Because you see when I start to go into metaphysical teachings, yeah, and I start breaking down the significance of that stone, the properties of a stone, what that holds, where David aligned that stone to hit the third eye of Goliath, him being a giant, but it hitting the third eye. Are you all right? Are you all right? Are you all right? Are you all right? Your girl is getting esoteric, hidden knowledge and meanings. And this is the way Jesus Christ used to teach. Like in parables, sitting down, just cool, like how we're doing now on the grass with the kids. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why the Holy Spirit is left. Because it's saying, God said you will do greater works. And that is the movement of the Holy Spirit, because it's like limitless, the well of knowledge and the revelation that you can get from these esoteric teachings. When you have the Christ consciousness, the gnosis, the esoteric knowledge, to be able to be on that frequency, because everything's about frequency and wave. The reason why you don't F with someone is like, I don't like that vibe. It's because the frequency's off. The frequency's off. They could be a hating ass pick me 304. That's why I can't be with a group of wives that are washed up and their husbands are dusty and this, that, and the third, because they're going to be intimidated by my presence. Because even though I'm disabled and bedbound, I'm still going to come in looking fantastic. My queen has arrived, Miss CHM. And they're going to be hating on me because I'm disabled, I'm divorced, but I've got a joy. The sun, the glory of God is shining out of my face. I'm happy. I'm not faking it. I'm not masking. I'm not going back home to an unalive marriage where I'm not getting my back blown out. I've left that. I've elevated. I love myself. I could walk around my house with now. Do you know what I'm saying? If I can't be bothered to cook, I'll Uber Eats it, baby. I don't have to stand up and be doing like all of these meals. And you know, I read somewhere that a man marriage, it's like, it adds, how much was it? I don't want to exaggerate it. I think it was like 7 times more the work or something. And I know that's true, because these men, yeah, a lot of them are babies. They were in enmeshment relationships with their mother. So they did everything with them up until a very old age. And a lot of them, they haven't left the house because they've been mollycoddled their whole life. So when they get married to the women, they'll be leaving their socks on the floor, doing this. They believe, and a lot of these men are patriarchal, so they believe that a woman should be doing everything. So the women will be going out, working 50-50, looking after the child, emotionally nurturing a child, because when the child's sick, they're not going to daddy, they're going to mummy. So you end up doing your job, being the nurse, nursing the man, nursing. And you know what used to pee me off? When I was sick, my ex-husband used to expect me to like do everything for the kids, still be doing the housework, still be doing everything. And he wouldn't even be trying to help me. And then when he's unwell, he'd be acting like a baby, like he's unaliving. These are the things over time, it started opening my eyes. But when I'd go to these religious settings, it was like a safety blanket for me, because I wanted the lie. That's why you got to understand there's some people that are never going to leave religion just because they want to stay with their dusty husbands. Do you understand? So they're going to they're going to throw away having a personal relationship with God, becoming their full autonomous self, to stay in a dusty relationship with a dusty man. For the sake of the kids. The same kids that are going to rise up, sit on TikTok one day and be like, oh, I wish mummy had left daddy. I wish she'd done more with her life. I wish she'd done... Yeah, your kids will raise up and start telling you and teaching you what you should have done. It's sad. Don't you think it's sad when you see these girls in their 20s and they're like dressing up their mum and they're trying to help their mum, and their mum's like in their 50s and stuff, and got all the figure, you know, looks so nice. Did you see when they were doing up their mums, like transforming the aunties? It's sad, man. Women that have just wasted their lives on being a washed up doormat. All because the culture made them believe that it's respectable. That's how you should do it, like have the same name. F all of that, man. We're in 2026, baby. No one cares about all of that, man. Choose yourself. Bloody hell. These women are struggling, holding down these dusties. If they left the dusties, they'd even get help from the government. Just they're struggling. Religion's got us messed up, man. When I got married, yeah, it would have been smarter for me and him to not have got married, to be claiming something, you know what I mean? As a single mum, but it's that because we were both married. Oh my God, we went through HELL. The taxes, everything you have to declare. Thanks, babe. It's crazy. That's why them spackers, allegedly, they don't get married legally. You know, come on, man, with Toby as your pastor, are they going to be doing up legal marriage? Toby only got married when he was getting deported, allegedly. All of a sudden, he's married to Mary. Bloody hell, man. Toby's funny, man. but it's not funny for the survivors, because people have been through real stuff. But that's the thing, that like they're charismatic leaders. That's what makes them so dangerous, because some of the stuff that he says, no matter how hard you try, it just pops up on FYP and you laugh. It's the charisma. That's a huge characteristic of a cult leader, and that's what makes them so dangerous. But not all of them are like that. You've got just DEVILs, like Dagu and Mills. Sorry. Yeah. You've got the Pastor Toby Adebiyeders, and then you've just got Dag. You know, like in his own world. Yeah. You know, you've got all the rest of the cult leaders in the world, and then you've got Dagu and Mills. Oh my God. You know what? Dagu and Mills, yeah? Dag thinks he's King Henry VIII. That's the only way I can describe it. That's the only way. Even the name, you know, like Dagu and Mills. You know, like Dag, like. What BLK man do you know that's called Dag? Oh my God. I think his dad had real identity problems. Missy HM is giving that, innit? But Missy HM, I've got an exclusive. The OGs have been coming forward and saying that Dag used to put hands on the kids, you know? OG church members have physically seen Dag BELT his kids. And he's also spoken about in preaching. But remember, because I've done a call, you know, I put up that call for survivors. Yeah, Chrissy, for survivors. That's why Joshua's so messed up. And that's why David unalived himself. I mean, wouldn't you if your dad was Dag? I would. I'm just keeping it real. Guys, I'm not registered to the social work regulatory body anymore. So I'm just gonna say whatever I want, whatever comes to my mind, because I'm now a victim. I'm vulnerable because this is like the third Addison crisis I've had in a year. No, the second. No, we're not surprised. Missy HM, do you know how deep it is? The programming that Dag programmed me with, because I was there for 18 years, my survival depends on him. Like talking about him, watching him every now and then. because they train you to like survive off Dag's every word and breath. Would it be a parody or the irony? Now that I've left, I still need to do it. I still need to talk about him. Do you understand what I'm saying? To keep myself alive. So that's why I said me and Dag are locked in like no other. This is unalivement rare. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, me and Dag are locked in. This illness I'm living with, this chronic health issue, it's until the day I unalive. So every day I get a crisis, it's back to Dag, it's back to Richard. You're on my mind. Dag, you're always on my mind. He's always on my mind, baby. Dag, you'd melt. I might get him tatted on my ass. DHMM right in the crack. You don't know I'm crazy. Guys, I swear down. You know, I've only got one life to live. Yeah, I've only got, and I can't do the things like that I need to do, but whilst I've got my body, yeah, DHMM right in the crack. And you know I'll be adding intention to that, Alita, as well. The way I think is nuts. That's why you shouldn't play with me. You shouldn't play with me. Because if you're not woke and you don't understand how to manipulate energy and frame your own world, and I can manipulate energy if I need to. That's why the whole reality's changed. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. That's why I said it to them when I first came out and they were laughing. I was like, it's the Leah show now. It's not the Dag show. You're in my reality. I'm the talk of the town now in the mega church. It's not the pastors. It's not the big bad, you know, the big kings in there. They got to watch their P's and Q's. You got KAC pastor shaking in his boots talking about if the judge control you. Even Hayley Melinda. They're not going to come on and be like, oh, my engagement, my money, like, you know, it's gone down. Not as many people. They're not going to come on and do like that. Instead, what they're going to come and do is talk about, because that Hayley Melinda, she'll sell her soul for a bag of coins. Do you know what I mean? Like that girl, she ain't got nothing going for her but her accolades and her money. What else has she got going for her? You take that away from her, there's nothing there, right? And gal like that always want to be seen and heard to overcompensate. Anyway, now that the hot topic is church, now she's talking about a healthy church. I'm all for church, yeah. She's all for anything. She'll say anything to stay relevant and get that check. I'm actually going to do, like, I've got a character that I'm going to, it's framed on Hayley Melinda, because every time I go, she just comes in, she's so in your face, it's so overwhelming. That's why she had to marry someone like Sterling. Because that energy is masculine like a bull in a china shop. Alright. So she needs a feminine man to balance out the energy. Because that would be too, a real man couldn't marry that. Alright. So, why they never let you rest? Guys, I'm going to be munching, sorry. One of the most revealing aspects of church cult environments is the absence of rest. Can you not see me clearly? Because I've got the light off, I hope you can't. There is always another service, another prayer meeting, another fast, another conference, another rehearsal, isn't it, Chrissy? Another word, another demand for service, another demand for offerings. What else, guys? Outreach. There's always, guys, they will make up everything and anything. But Chrissy, the pandemic was a joke. The pandemic was a blood clot. Girl, every day, oh my God, Healing Jesus. Do you know Healing Jesus and the books is where Dag made the most money? Every day in the pandemic is something. Book club. You're sitting there in the pandemic. People are unalive and dropping like flies, you know. And they got you sitting in front of a screen. It was for like 2 hours. And we're watching this pastor, guys. I don't know. The pandemic was mad. I'll never recover from that. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I would need, like, you know, like to sit down with Oprah or someone like that, like later on in life, like, and just sit down and just do like the whole thing. And that there will come a time when I'll get an opportunity like that, and I'll just like really talk about the pandemic, because I would need someone to hold the space for me, be able to explore it with me, because the pandemic, yeah. I feel like when I start the whatever they're gonna offer me, you know, for my borderline personality disorder with the mental health services, I think I'm gonna unpack. If I have to unpack anything, I think I'm gonna unpack the pandemic, because I think that's the one element that I just think I haven't unpacked, and I think I would need to do that, you know, like in a safe space, like with a professional, because the pandemic, it was traumatic enough. Like we haven't even got over it as a society. Do you know what? We're still dealing with the aftermath of COVID, like long COVID, what it's done to our society, well, what they've believed, what they've made us believe. Because remember, money is a social construct. You know them ones. So they've made us believe in this. We have our. Do you know what? And that's, you see, like the cults. Yeah, they act like, oh, they've got trust in God. They don't. Their arm is in money. Their mighty strong right arm is in money and lies and deceptions and psychology, and that's why it's all coming down and they're getting exposed. And even with SPAC, like SPAC are gonna fake it until they make it, because remember, that's what they are. They're fraudsters. And they've been taught from the best, because one thing Toby knows how to do, is do up that, allegedly. Do you know what I mean? And then we all know where he comes from. And I'm not here to, you know, I don't want to generalize or judge, because there are people from this country that work really hard. They're educated. Some of the most intelligent people are from Nigeria. We've had amazing contributions, this, that, and the third. But then there is a high majority and a big percentage, guys, that are just doing up 419, and they're in the shisha clubs from Monday to Sunday, and then they go to church on a Sunday, chair, or they're in their mistress's yard. Wait, you see these man them, yeah, that I'm telling you about. These man them will be blowing out the backs of their mistress, yeah, from Thursday to Friday, Saturday, wine and dine, do the most, still be keeping up appearances in their religious environments with their families. You know, the guys that are like this, the married men, yeah, in these church cult settings, they're usually the ones who don't really commit to becoming a pastor, leading any ministry, but they appear like that, like they're very consistent, like they come, like you don't miss them on a Sunday, but they might not be in a ministry, but they might like give money, and they might be, their family life is a bit inconspicuous, so the wife doesn't really get involved. Yeah. I've seen all different types. That's what I'm saying, like March 2026, babes, like I hope they're ready for me. I hope their blood clot ready for me, yeah. Because I'm not playing no games. I can't be bothered now. It's just like the truth has to come out, and the part about it is, and it makes so much sense now why like God was preparing me and stuff, because, you know, part of this is that I have to kind of like talk my business. I have to kind of talk my business, because I just don't feel like it's fair. And I know it's a bit crazy, because survivors are just coming and they're just telling me, and then it's like I'm telling the world. Because I know it's really crazy, but guys, I just feel like I owe it to myself and I owe it to survivors, you know. And people might see it as, oh, you know, survivors are getting the courage to come and speak to you, and then you're like telling all your business to the world. But it's the only way that it can be done. I can't speak to like 1,000 people at the same time. It's just the L I've got to take. That L being, but then the way God has set me up is that my boyfriend's unalive. So, you know, like I love my boyfriend that's unalive. But what I'm saying is, you know, I can't have a man in my life, because I've just got too much issues. I don't want to say issues, that's the wrong word to say. I've got too many things that I've put out there to the common public that make me vulnerable and at risk of men being able to mirror me, know like what my likes are, my dislikes are, this and that. It just makes me too open, too vulnerable, too like a target. So I've decided, and men, when you deal with men, you take a risk. They change over time when you have a baby. Like, I just don't have time for that. I'm going to be 40. Do you know what I mean? Like, some women have decided, do you know what? I'm near to 40. I'm in this relationship. I'm just going to stick it out. A lot of women end up getting divorced when they're 50. Their kids are a bit older, and then they start life at 50, and then they generally don't really want a man. But because of my experiences in life, I've learned it quite young. Do you know what I mean? And I just, you know, guys, I talk about it a lot. I just pray that God gives me the grace, man. You know, if it's in my, because I can say everything I want, but, you know, God is in control. But it is a real intention and desire of mine. Oh, thanks for the follow, Frederick. It is a real intention and desire of mine from the depths of my heart to just remain celibate. And if things go the way I think it goes, like with my book, and I do more talks, and I really want to like set things up, you know, I'm so stereotypical. I'm gonna be like, you know, that auntie somewhere in the jungle in Africa with all the kids. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be me, baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, as soon as my kids, you know, get older and they can, you know, think for themselves and whatever, because I just don't think that my sole purpose involves. Men need a lot of work, but guys, please take what resonates, because some of you, like, this isn't aligned with your future. Do you know what I mean? So you can just look at it and respect it and be like, oh, I respect it. It might not be for you. So just take what resonates in me, because some women haven't been married. Some women are, do you know what I mean? Like they desire it, like to get married and have a guy. And there are some good guys. Like, not all the guys are bad. Because I wouldn't have given up on love, because I still love men. I still love the D. You lot know I love the D. Oh my gosh. That's why I couldn't be dealing with bare different men, because I'm just a SLUT in the bedroom. Do you know, the things that I like to do, I have to, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, know the guy. I was never just sleeping with someone. It always had to be, do you know what I mean? Like my ninja or someone I could trust. Someone, listen, B, we might not have the official title of boyfriend and girlfriend because it's not that in it, but you're my ninja. Like, when I call you, you go and burst those you know what's for me. Yeah. You get me? We just got understanding. Like, you'll ride out for me. Like, my ninja, there's my ninja. Like, I'm not even chatting to him at the moment. Do you know what I mean? He knows I'm not happy with him. I'm not chatting to him. But timing, he'll be hitting up my phone soon. He'll be begging it. But you're not coming back. Do you know what I'm saying? But I know if something was to go down and I needed him to handle something for me, he's got to handle it. He's got to handle it. Because, like, once you're locked in with me, you're locked in. Like, do you know? And that's why certain man them, like, if they're smart, they'll take a look in my eye if they've walked down a certain road before, and they'll be like, she's dangerous. I just know I'm not going to be able to handle that. Do you know what I mean? But some man them, they like danger, especially the quiet ones. You know, the straight lace ones. Oh my God, they're the worst. Guys, that's what I'm saying to you. Because I'm just that girl, like, I'm quite edgy, you know, like, what's the word? Like, oh God, I'm getting so hot, man. Guys, let's go and turn off the heating. I'm a bit edgy, like, and I've also got that air. Like, men love when, you know, like a woman is a bit of like a risk, like danger, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Temptation, you know, like lust and all that. They'll act like, oh yeah, those are the 7 deadly sins and whatever. And we know that, my love, but that's the way men work, you know. And we've got psychology now, you know, like the works of Jung and Freud and archetypes. So we don't literally believe in that BS. We just understand the way that the male psyche works now, darling, and how they're framed, and, you know, they're like hunters and this, that, and the fact. So that's why when you hear them framing it like men are hunters, and it's just psychology, guys. Do you know what I mean? Like male psychology, man. And the men are getting upset. The men are getting upset because gal them are clocking it now, the red flags, and gal them aren't as easy to manipulate. They can't just move into the yard now. Do you know what I mean? And be playing daddy and trying to, like, gal them are waking up, right? There's that first element of it. Did I forget what I was going to say? Yeah. Guys, I'm a neurospicy girl in a neurospicy world. Geos, life is plastic. I should do that. Guys, I'm getting so many, like, waves of creativity. Geos, I will message you back, my love. But because I knew I wanted to do a little live today, I said to survivors, I'm going to hold on the speaking today. Bro, how are you? I've messaged you though, innit? I hope. Anyway, no pressure, but we're going to talk jam. Do you know what, Gios? I dream of the day when I get to come to Ghana, you know, like, and meet all you guys out there and stuff. Like, it will happen. I can't wait. And you know what I'm like? We gonna get it lit out there, jam. You know what I'm like, baby? We gonna have the biggest party. Come and do a cordy party. You know what I'm like? Everyone's going to be talking about it and trying to get into the party. Are you all right? Don't play with me, chair. You'll have all the first lovers trying to get in. Yeah, Gios, because you know me, I'm just, you know they love a freebie. Anything that's free, Gios. If I just come there, Gios, if I come there, Gios, and I just do what Dad does, do you know what I mean? Just rent a venue, get a couple of smoke machines, put some big crosses up, just get some nightclub lights, do you know what I'm saying? Get some dancing stars. Gios, do you know where I can get some dancing stars from? Oh, them dancing stars are cheap. I'm sure I'll be able to pay them. You know, just give them, just start, you know, like shaking the pounds in front of their face, and they'll be dancing straight away, boy. Start jiggling that great British pound chair. They gotta start dancing. Dance for them bands, bitch. They gonna be hopping and popping and bouncing like a deer for those great British pounds, yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm not a registered social worker anymore, so you know, like, I had to be politically correct, think about, you know, people's feelings and emotions, you know, how it impacts on society. Because as a social worker, it's about your critical. Yeah, we are tired. We are tired, cry. Gios, are you tired? You see how I sound exactly like them? 18 years. Gios, 18 years. 18 years. I could just switch up and just turn into a Lighthouse Chapel international bar star. And that accent that I do, coming from a Caribbean, UK, British background, I know that my accent is on point, yeah. Do you know, because that's years. I used to practice sounding like Dad, because Gios, do you remember? Where's my OGs? Chrissy, you'll remember this. Remember they used to say we used to have to like preach like Dad, like act like Dad, like copy his mannerisms, like how he would talk. Like, do you not remember? Wow. Guys, I've really been through it, you know. I think I'm just like coming to the fact that like I've been in this cult for 18 years. I'm disabled. Like, oh, I've got people that have tried to call me and that. And I'm just coming to terms with it. Very wild. It's just too much. But you know when it comes to Dag though, it's a different level. Like I haven't even started. Oh my God, you lot are putting I lost. The same of a, what is it? The same of a different kind. Yeah, look, you said it. Look, you put it up. Guys, do you know what's crazy? You see with my cult under Dagu and Mills, like that's why they think that they're like scholars, they're like these big guys, they're like this, that, and the third. Because do you see how we're all coming in? It's like an army. I lost this, that. But it's that same spirit that we've got from the cult that we've transferred into the collective now, but except we've got our own brain. So you can't ramp with us. You cannot ramp with us, because if we need to start acting like the cult, we'll act like the cult. And that's the energy that they get. That's the energy they get on the live, because we know how you operate, B. Ain't nobody get into that self-sealing system, baby. There ain't nobody could get into that self-sealing system, baby. Do you know what I'm saying? It's padlock, tight, shut. Do you think they stand for any nonsense in there? Do you think they stand for any nonsense? They don't stand for any nonsense at all. It gets shut down, disseminated, broken down, decapitated. Like, they're not like, that's how they are in there, yeah. So when I came out talking, I went ramping. I knew from the first time I saw Darren from London Apache. This ninja was in my choir, baby. I got appointed to start a youth choir by Reverend Edmund, which I started, bitch. And all the young people were in it. These times I was in the cult for a good 15 years. Then you want to come online trying to have some chat for me. When I used to tell you to sit, you would sit. When I used to tell you to stand, you would stand. When I tell you to hush your mouth, you're hushing your mouth. And then you want to come online and think you got so, oh, baby, come on. Let's not forget the pecking order. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, whether I'm in the cult or not, you got to put some respect on my name. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of them have to put respect on my name every day. Every blood clot day. Are you all right? There's certain people in that cult, they can't talk about their journey in Christ or with God or in the cult without mentioning my name, B. Are you all right? You can't talk about the history of the church without mentioning me and the olives and how it changed the church, if they're honest with themselves. But you know everything. Chrissy, you were around for the olives. That changed the game. Are you all right? Don't play with me, man. And then we started getting all of the younger people and the groups and all of that they were doing. Do you remember all of the girl groups and the young groups that they started doing? That the first one was the Olives. The first one was the Olives, babe. Because they had their groups in the church, but it was unalived. It was blood clot lived. That's what it was, yeah? With their, when they used to wear their shirts and just change the color of the skirts, baby blue, red shirt, white shirt, and the black long skirt. That's sweeping and cleaning the floor. And then the man them wearing these waistcoats. Oh, come on, man! It was an MESS in there until we came in the car. Until the British born gal and man them started coming in the car. It was an MESS. It was a JOKE. Listen, I love my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. You know, I mean no disrespect to you lot, but you know when it looks fresh off the you know what. And it's just giving, you know, that was the vibe. There was like a disconnect because it was very cold. It was just like Ghanaian cult, like central. That's what it was. That's what, and you lot know I love my Ghanaians. I was even saying I was Ghanaian for many years. I love my Ghanaians, but all of the negative parts of the culture, Dag has taken all of that and like packaged it and amalgamated it into the cult. Thanks, Gios. I appreciate that because Gios is a Ghanaian born living in Ghana. And I'm not saying everyone in Ghana is like that because there's literally Americans going to live in Ghana. Don't ever get it twisted. They got their dirty December, like Ghana's lit. But there is also like, there's a demographic of people that just don't have access to that side of town. Do you understand what I'm saying? And these are the people like most vulnerable to getting recruited. And that's why for me, I just feel like whatever we do, whether that's a book, a content that I'm doing, whatever, it has to encompass the global scale of what's going on. Because look at Geos, we go like this. The reason why I think God chose this age with the advancement of technology and internet and whatever is because it needs to be captured, like what is going on worldwide. Like, you know, you have to love your brother like and your sister like as yourself. So how can I be like, oh no, we're not going to include, you know, survivors like Geos and other people from the world because we need to focus on the UK? No, we're all one. Do you understand where I'm going with this, guys? Ciao, it's so deep. And that's the beauty of it. You know, like, because we're all brothers and sisters and we're all connected. So where there might not be certain systems and structures set up in Ghana or in Madagascar or in Sierra Leone or in, where's that? Lusaka. He was in Gambia. I think his Dag's in Gambia currently, but he might be somewhere else because, you know, he's got his private jet. So it takes him half the time to go and be infecting and spreading the spiritual virus of the false doctrine in all these places. And most of the places that he's going to infect are the little villages. Lusaka, when I looked up Lusaka, it's 95.5% Christian, and places like Congo. It's not for the people. It's for him to siphon their energy because they don't know that they're none the wiser. Because they're all going to be like, dag, 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 and listening to everything. So he can go there and act a FOOL. He doesn't need to think about political correctness. He doesn't need to think about, do you know what I mean? Because where is he? He's not coming to London like that. Thanks, Nay. He's not. When was the last time Dag came to London? Dag used to come to London every month. He said London was his cash cow. He would come here and rinse us dry. Dag's got like over 1,000 church cults in the UK. Why was it always London, 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 London? He would never go to like the up north or and there was a strong, it was growing because it weren't about that. It's like he's coming to London and everyone should come to London where he is. I'm telling you, these cult leaders, yeah, when you sit back and watch their actions more so than what they're saying, that's when you start to see the truth because they project a lot and these men of God, they talk a lot. Because they need to talk a lot to keep you indoctrinated. So you can't just take things at face value. You need to look at the deeper hidden meanings. All right. Oh, guys, I don't even know where we're up to. I need to... Let me get to the part where we're up to. Okay. All right, so we were on the musical mystical manipulation. Tuesday service. Oh, Chrissy's on fire, man. Nah, them. Do you know, Chrissy, you know the Tuesday services, yeah? What I envision in the future is that we will have support groups just for the Tuesday service. Girl, don't worry. I got you. Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna need go. We're gonna need like, yeah, we're gonna need a survivor group where we meet up. You know, like AA, where we come. Because the Tuesdays, that's a lot to unpack, babe. And the people that came after, that's just something that they're never gonna understand. Not to make it culty, but that was very traumatic, and we're gonna need to unpack it as a collective and as a group. I was gonna say, yeah, babe, we need to talk, because 2026, just for the end of the year, I'm just resting, letting things down. And then, because I know I've got the people, I know I've got, do you know what I mean? Like, well, like survivors are in a different space now. I think everybody's seeing a lot clearer and had the space and time to like heal. And just see that they're human fecal matter, babe. And the thing about the SPAC thing happening is that it's, as painful as it is, it's very eye-opening for us, because we know that they're doing this in the cult. And it's shocking to be outside of the mega church cult, to be outside of the self-sealing system, looking in and seeing, oh, damn, if I was in the cult, I would not be psychoanalyzing this like this. I would not be thinking, oh, my God, they did this in my cult and they're doing it in SPAC. Oh, this is an epidemic. This is really bad. Yeah? The guys, that is what's going on in your psyche right now, okay? All right, so why they never let you rest? I've said there's always another service, prayer meeting, fast, conference, rehearsal, words, meetings, whatever. Why? Because rest breaks spells. Rest allows the nervous system to down-regulate. Reflection returns, contradiction surface, the body speaks. And that's why, you know, like rest is a form of self-work and protection, spell work and protection. Do you understand? Just rest. Okay? And the cult leaders get a lot of it, and the members don't. And then they create this facade that, like, you know, they're like sold out for Jesus and they're not getting all this rest, but you're sleeping on your private jet. You're sleeping on the way in the car, like you're sleeping on the plane. Like, we don't rest. We never rest. You know the saying, no rest for the wicked. Yeah. They got us like little minions. Like running around doing all their evil work and bidding. When someone realizes that rest itself is spell work, the entire system begins to unravel. Rest reconnects you to your own rhythm rather than the imposed rhythm of authority. That's why I say, like, if you've got annual leave, don't go and take a holiday with the kids and the husband. Because that's just, like, I don't know why people think that a holiday with the kids and husband is a break. Like, it's not. It's activities, you got to do the kids, you're in a different country, you're hyper vigilant. It's not relaxing. You just don't rest. Like, it's better for you to just stay at home, like find someone to look after the kids, your mum, your sister, for 3 days. Do you know what I mean? And go like on a city break, like Paris. You don't always need to do with things with the kids. Even if you do some, like, I don't know, like whilst they're at school, you and the husband go on a spa in the day. You know, you got to be you got to be creative. Because if you go on holiday with the kids, you're creating memories for them kids. You're doing it for the kids. You're not doing it for yourself. Family holidays don't count. I've known of women sleeping with pastors who have been like on family holidays, and they've been in the room like video calling the mistress and just been, you know, guys, like a family holiday doesn't mean anything. Thanks for the follow, Nay. Guys, please follow my main account, Leah Lauder. That's the account that I go live from. I've got about 8,000 followers on there. That's how you'll know that's the account. I'm not like bragging. 8,000 followers, not like, you know, people have hundreds of thousands in here. I'm just saying it because I've got 8 accounts. So that one with 8,000 is the one you need to follow. It's got a picture of me on the beach and my back turned. Thanks, Nay. But Nay, follow the main account, man, because they don't want me to get to 10k on there. So I've got well over 10k across the 8 accounts. Well over. To have playlists twice over on 2 accounts, you know, them ones. But I've taken a lot of L's. I have to build this slowly. I can't put up content as normal content creators put up content, because I am policed by the TikTok community guidelines to a T, which is almost impossible. But your girl is creative. and been gifted with many talents. Ooh, parable of the talents. I haven't hidden the parable of that. I haven't hidden my talent. I haven't buried it. You know, I've been out, I've been sharing my talents. So God has rewarded me with more. Do you understand? Thank you, Nay. Thank you very much. Mysticism, breath, and the body before neuroscience. Early mystics spoke of breath, ruach, pneuma, and spiritus, because breath is the most immediate interface between consciousness and the body. They spoke of light, aura, and presence, because they perceived energetic states without scientific instruments. And I'm quoting this from Van der Kolk, The Body Keeps the Score, my loves. So I just want to reference that also. Today we understand, because we have advanced technology and, you know, theories around, you know, trauma-informed practices, etc., has advanced so much. So we now understand that breath regulates the vagus nerve, rhythm entrains neural firing, repetition strengthens neural pathways. So they're literally like rewiring your brain. Do you understand? So that it's like it creates, you know, like there's all of those messages that the brain, is it beta waves? I don't know, but it sends out in the brain. Anyway, through the rhythm, the rhythmic, musical, mystical manipulation and all of the systems and whatever they put in there, that's all part of the rewiring. Because when you look at Stephen Hassan's bite model, how cult leaders assert authoritarian control through behavior, information, thought, and emotion, you see there that, you know, they can control you through behavior. And that is through regulation, do you know what I mean, of your neurosystem and how your brain works. So it's not like we're just sitting there, we've just been church hurt. We haven't been church hurt, bitch. Because if I'd been church hurt, I wouldn't have had to have I wouldn't have had to have become a psychologist, you know, them ones. I wouldn't have had to self-train and self-study as a blood clot psychologist for me to somewhat be mentally able to try and, you know, compartmentalize and deconstruct from the trauma that I've so, and I'll write it in the book, because, you know, church trauma, church hurt is just offensive. And I was the reason that the church trauma, church hurt thing, either because I weren't having a bar of it, then comes in Rachel Rain, teething, and been trying to talk about it. But anyway, I'm just, you know, I'm not going to get into it because I'm ill and I can't psych myself up. Trauma imprints in the body. Group synchrony increases suggestibility. So we know with the Ash conformity test, you know, when there's like peer pressure, group pressure, whatever. Remember I said to you, I went to a church the other day and I wanted to say Ashe instead of Amen. But there was like 50 people in the room. If I say Ashe out loud, everyone's going to look at me. I'm going to feel like the odd one out. So what do I do? Conform and say Amen. Jesus, mystics, philosophers, and healers were not wrong. They were early observers of embodied psychology. What has changed? It is not the phenomenon, but our capacity to name it. And in the car. And naming its power. Because giving things names help us to understand and make sense of. Hi, my queen. Just doing a chilled live, my love. Because I'll sit here, I'll go mad, and you know what I'm like. I have to be a bit active. I'm listening to the doctor. I'm bed bowed. I'm in my house. Haven't gone on here, doing a chilled live. With just survivors that want to listen and want to hear. So I've assessed it and I think I'm all right. Because, you know, Ange, I know Ange cares. Ange really cares about me, you know. It's like I can read her mind. I love you, Ange. All right. So cult psychology and the spell of control. I put a spell on you and now you're mine. I put a spell on you. Hey, Ella, and now you're mine. I will take it easy, I promise. That's a promise to the survivors. High control religious groups function as self-sealing systems. Any doubt is reframed as sin. Any dissent is framed as rebellion. Any harm is reframed as love. I'm not talking about SPAC Nation specifically. I'm talking about different cults, and I'm talking about how they put spells on us, and it's not preaching. So I'm talking about SPAC because they're doing the same thing in there. So cult psychology and information control in the digital age. Guys, this is very important. Very, very important. Please try and focus. I'm not telling you what to do, but if you are doing something, just try and be focused on this, or screen record it so you can come back to it later. Extremely important. Information now moves faster than authority can contain it. Survivors connect globally. Patterns are recognized collectively. Language emerges organically. Exposure is decentralized and irreversible. So it's instant exposure. We've got apps forming like TikTok, what's going to be next, and even perhaps an even more advanced platform with more features, more to do, and maybe, you know, like where the technology advances, I mean, what will we be able to do? So this type of technology threatens systems built on narrative monopoly. So what they'll do here is bring in the propaganda, isolation, and they will try and control information through their own narrative and rhetoric. Okay, church cults have not abandoned information control, they have adapted it, because these guys are like chameleons, and that's why they've managed to like stay relevant through the ages, because they become like chameleons, and they've been using this spell work for years. That's why most of it's locked up in the Vatican. They can't let people get their hands on it. And it's like the powers that be, the elitists, whoever they are. I don't care to get in conspiracies and waste a life trying to find out who they are, but they're there. Definitely control this 3D matrix that we're in. If we unpack it a little bit more, there's a religious matrix in which there's an elitist group, I believe, a secret society in which they go through this an initiation process, and that's why we see like the same birds, you know, that flock together, stay together, and so we see the Oedipos, the Benny Hinns, all of the top pastors, they're all together. I do believe that there's some sort of initiation and a religious matrix that they know that we're in. They know that we're in it. They have the esoteric hidden knowledge. So like the forbidden books, they will have access to it. And then through the information control process, they will cherry pick the information that they choose to feed you. And that information's all right for you to hear, accept, receive, because the cult leader, the almighty prophet, has heard from God, so it's okay. Do you see how we start to bring in the false doctrine, the manipulation and twisting of scriptures, etc.? The swords they use, yeah. That's going into the symbolism. Guys, it's all there. It's just your eyes have to be opened. Yeshua told us we will have eyes and we won't see, and ears and we won't hear. Okay? And one thing I'm going to be doing, guys, is going into like language, terminology, the words that I use, because Jesus is a deity, and as much as I love the name Jesus because it's been programmed in us, you know, like falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus. It was the best thing I ever done. When you got songs like that being programmed, that's the musical mystical manipulation. You know, they've got songs that they cherish in there. Bishop Duncan Williams used to come to Ruach a lot in the early 2000s. I don't trust Bishop John Francis as far as I can throw him. And that haircut alone, it tells us everything that we need to know, man. It tells us everything. It's just giving, you know, them uncles, them Jamaican Caribbean uncles that are just gonna tease for money. Like, come on, man. Is it any surprise that Bishop, and he was endorsing that other one, what's his name? Oh, I've forgotten, he's got some weird name, that guy, and he was fingering up all of the young boys in the church. Oh, and you know the one I'm talking about, is it Elijah? What was his name? The big one that was in there, and then he got exposed, and now he's in America. That's what they do. You see the SA and the Predators, they go to America or Africa because they know they're going to have free reign. They're going to be able to do whatever they want. Do you know what I mean? And look who's governing the US at the moment. They're just going to get away with it. You've got a guy on the you know what records files. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, the press at MESS chair. Even Beyonce and Jay-Z are moving to England chair. All right. So rather than blocking access outright and to information, and what you'll see is like church cults, yeah, like RPF, for example, like NGR, like where they get bread through like the internet, or it helps their attendance or whatever. So they'll demonize it and they'll say, internet is good. The internet is good. If we use it for the ministry to connect. So do you see that the internet becomes a tool for ministry, hills in the cut? Like their social media accounts. When you see church cult members, their social media accounts, it will be like the cult name. So you're seeing SPAC members, their profile on their social media accounts is SPAC Nation. They'll have the cult leader as a DP. They'll have the cult in the name. It's just all about the cult. Because they teach in there, use everything for God, your beauty. If you're good at social media, hey babe, that's why you got people in the high cost of living. Do you know how expensive petrol is these days? Oh my God, petrol is so expensive. You've got them like it's just draining them, the amount they're spending on petrol to pick up people because they're doing it for God. They have like whole ministries where they exploit people. Like, guys, it all adds up, man. So this primes, okay, sorry. Rather than blocking access outright, they use preemptive framing. You will hear lies online. Bitterness leads people astray. People are trying to be famous. She's mad. She's bitter. She's offended. She's worldly. She's a witch. She's demonic. The internet is the demonic. Touch not the Lord's anointed. Blah, blah, blah. This primes members emotionally. I'm not in your church, Cole. I'm not in these meetings. How do I know your pastors are talking like this? It's just that, like, come on, man. It's just textbook cult psychological education. And this is why people are leaving. Because even if they hear me for 2 seconds, they're going to hear something that resonates. They'll either, the thought blockers will come in. Oh, she's a whatever. Baby, when I was leaving the cult during the pandemic, I was at the height of my ministry, a stone throw away from being appointed a pastor. I had it all. The authority, like, I could have started teething at that point as well. So they also use information saturation, constant sermons, live streams, podcasts, WhatsApp groups, daily devotionals. So they'll start to create, like, you see SPAC doing the music videos. That's an example of information saturation. Doing things to keep them busy, but keeping the momentum within the self-sealing system. Because remember, they live in their own little worlds, their own little self-sealing systems, and this creates cognitive overload. Fatigued minds revert to familiar authority. Algorithms are exploited to stimulate legitimacy. Hey, Queen Ines, how are you? How's the babies? How's the hubby? How's the soft life? So algorithms are exploited to stimulate legitimacy. So SPAC use this a lot. They've got a lot of PR marketing heads in there. Likes, views, testimonies, whilst dissent is framed as persecution. Yet this strategy is unstable and cults self-destruct. Once survivors acquire language, coercive control, trauma bonding, musical, mystical manipulation, the spell weakens. Language collapses the self-sealing system. Oh, yeah, we're all good, my love. They're with daddy now. The kids that I don't have custody of, babe. You know the kids that, you know, like how we send pictures of our kids and stuff, those kids, you know, that you see on my WhatsApp status every day? Those kids, babe, that I don't have custody of. You know, the kids that I unalive myself trying, the things that I can't do for the Christmas period because of my health. I've pushed myself. And this is why I'm in this situation. But the kids that I don't have, apparently, custody of. Wow. This is why exposure, thank you, baby, is met with character assassination rather than dialogue. The system cannot survive comparison. It can only survive interpretive monopoly. Thank you, Ines. Spell work depends on unconscious participation. Once mechanisms are visible, they lose power. So this is why they've been trying to get me off the net. This is why people have been leaving. I mean, it wasn't my intention. My intention was to empower survivors and create a safe space for us to vent. But somewhere like along the way, it's what I'm talking about is getting people out there. And also, people are not spending like how they used to spend on the cults. They're not. You know, like before, where they used to give like 1,000, they're giving 500. Where they used to give 2 bills, they're giving 100. You know, they're getting donations, I believe, half or less now. I think that people will be in there because they're weighing up the pros and cons, the socials, this and that, but they're saying, okay, Pastor Zatisa, we're not giving that much money. And I think that's and then the pastors are all in like operating from the ego realm and spending money that they don't have to prove their grandiosity. Okay. The internet has become an uncontainable mirror. Survivors no longer think they are alone. They recognize patterns across continents, denominations, and cultures. And this is what's happening with SPAC now, because we're on the outside. It's very triggering to see that the tactics, the characteristics are exactly the same. What was going on in our cult. That is very eye-opening. And for those of you that have deconstructed and deprogrammed, and you've gone into the depths of that well, you will be seeing that. Guys, moving forward in 2026, I'm going to be speaking in a more encrypted way. And that is mainly for like y'all, the Hills, the Innes's, the Haynes, all of y'all, like who know, you know, you'll be able to catch what I'm saying. Especially, guys, one of the biggest clues is symbolism. Like when I'm talking, you're going to have to look into things and think about some of the things that I've been talking about, etc., to decode the messages. So now if I post something with words or a picture with few words, that's indicative of decode it. Like, what is the hidden meaning? And the beauty of this is there's no right or wrong answers, because this is going to speak to your soul and psyche dependent on how you've deconstructed and how through the psychosocial lens that you see and view the world, and also the words that I speak through. Yeah. So it's not like a culty thing where it's like, oh, we are all trying to figure out the message that Leah has. She is the cult leader who has a specific message. No, this is getting you to exercise critical thinking, think outside of the box, and get out of the religious matrix, the religious way of thinking. So I'm trying to raise the collective consciousness and the frequency and vibration that we're on to get tapped into the universe and open us up to more, you know, like healing frequency. Guys, I need to PISS. You lot can just, I've got a nice frequency playing in the background, so that you could just have a little minute of listening to that. Sorry guys, it takes me a lot longer to do things because I'm just so weak. Like to get up and, oh, people are still here. Oh, pick yourself up, man. All right, guys, so let me get back because this is such an... Guys, are you enjoying it? I couldn't believe it when I got this revelation. I was like, Ross, I got to get on there and tell you lot, man. All right, so... All right, so once survivors acquire language, coercive control, trauma bonding, musical, mystical manipulation, the spell weakens. Language collapses the self-sealing system. This is why exposure is met with character assassination rather than dialogue. So because that would mean that they'd have to take accountability. So what they start to do up is the character, this and that, dragging the name through the mud. So rather than them sit down and take accountability and look at the effects of the heavy shepherding, the coercive control, the gaslighting, the narcissism, the fact that their cult leader's unwell, they can't do that because the whole thing collapses. People who have given 30 years, there's a pastor that's homeless in Ghana. He gave up his home. He's washed up now. They've discarded him. Pastor Jerry. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, how is someone like that supposed to wake up and be like, I've given 30 years. Like I was the reason my child unalived because the doctor said not to take her to wherever they went. And he took her, his young child, and she unalived. So it's like things like that. Like people will have to wake up to the things that they allowed to happen. And sometimes the EVIL that they did as well. And they participated in. All right, so the system cannot survive comparison. It can only survive interpretive monopoly. So why exposure is the antidote. So this is why silence is compliance, guys. And now that's why I'm saying 2026, unless I get survivors like willing to like speak out now and, you know, like stand with me, whether that be anonymously, because we have to go step by step, guys. I do understand it's traumatic, I do, but how long am I going to be able to carry this? You lot want me to do this. We're a collective. I don't do this alone. Like, obviously I'm getting unwell. I need help to carry some of this. And, you know, like, you know what I mean, guys. Do you get what I'm saying? So moving forward, I've decided for my health, unless I get survivors that are starting to come forward and helping to move this thing to the next level, because I can't come and sit on TikTok, like, do you know what I mean? We need to start like moving things to the next level. That requires survivors coming and standing with me now. If it's helping you, there's some of you lot were just feeling like unaliving, and these lives is what keeps you going. So if that's what it is, like, let the real one stand up, man. There's things you can do, guys. I can anonymize you. I can cover your face. No one will ever know it's you. If you got a bait story where you were the only single mum that came from being in prison, so we're obviously not going to talk about that, are we? Because then they're going to know who you are. But there is information you have in the systems, how it worked, what happened, the things that you saw about other people that you can share. Every bit of information helps. Like Sainsbury's says, every little helps, bitch. Like, every little helps. The more of you that come forward, the more of you that cut, the stronger it is. And as I said to you, I've got a project I'm working on behind the scenes, and I need survivors to come forward. This project is going to determine, like, whether I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing on social media, because I will never abandon survivors. It would more look like me putting out more resource videos on YouTube and on social media, but not being as active and doing more face-to-face work with survivors. And that might be where it needs to go anyway. But I need to see, because if survivors aren't ready, then I can't just be doing the same thing over and over again. You know, I need to start looking at moving it to the next level with those people who want to come on, because people come for different reasons. And there's also people that are come on and benefit from my content, but they're living this life where they're like church cult hopping and deciding to pick and choose. So, you know, some of those people need to crash. They need to not have anything out there, you know, to see the depth of the actual situation that they're in. So we'll see how it goes. So spell work depends on unconscious participation. Once mechanisms are visible, they lose power. So that's exposure. That's why silence is compliance. The internet has become an uncontainable mirror. Survivors no longer think they are alone, because that's the one thing they want to do, is isolate you. And that's why they like to silence you and tell you not to talk, and they use all these tactics to silence you. And we'll get into that on another live, because I can't, that will drain me, chair. They recognize patterns across continents, denominations, and cultures. Information freedom is not just political, it is spiritual liberation. So rest as resistance. I'm going to start to close now unless you've got any questions. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not disengagement. Rest is not spiritual failure. Rest is deprogramming. So that's why I said, guys, healing will feel like you're doing nothing. Because what I'm learning is rest is so hard to do. And you will resist rest because you'll feel like you're not doing nothing. You'll feel like you're a bum. You'll feel like, especially for people who have had to say, do you know what, I can't work because I'm disabled, or I can't work because of my mental health, or, you know, an amalgamation, or it could be comorbidities. It could be that it's like you either like slow down and take that L, because it might be that you have to reduce the hours at work, whatever. You know, there are ways, like, do you know what I'm saying, like where you can survive, and there are things available to help and stuff like that. So it's worth exploring all your options, because your mental health and your physical health comes first. What use are you to your children if you're not here? So I'm going to say this again. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not disengagement. Rest is not spiritual failure. Rest is deprogramming. Rest is healing. When the body rests, the spell breaks. When the mind rests, clarity returns. When the spirit rests, sovereignty is restored. So this is why they don't want you to rest. They don't want you to have time to think. They don't want you to have time to be still. Notice in these mega church cults, when do they talk about being still? Watch now, they're going to start talking about being still. There's no time to be still. And that's why now that there's this awakening and this shift, they're just going under, because they can't fake it. They can't sit still. They can't be with self. They can't be alone. They're just the MESS. We can see straight through them. Now people are healing and coming back to self and intuition and knowing that, you know, it's just a whole load of BS. They just look as MAD as they are. They just look it. And they're really detrimental to our society. What needs to happen for, you know, because I mean, we've got that guy, you know, that thingy, loony bin in you know what country, just doing the most, showing us the effects of a you know what leader, a religious leader having that type of power and enforcing these radical fundamentalist, quite dangerous views that are, you know, it just perpetuates inequality. It sets us back like thousands of years. It puts, you know, it creates division, puts like cultures and communities and races against each other. I mean, I could go on and on. Exactly what religion does is what we're seeing in the US. All right. Yeah. And if you haven't clocked that as a survivor, that's deprogramming and deconstructing. If you haven't clocked like that lesson in that, then I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the main lesson. That's why that dude has been put in that position. The same thing that happens with the pastors. He's on the Epstein files. So this is a guy that we know is out there doing just like the you know what? Yeah. All of the stuff, the cover-ups, the Charlie Kirk. Guys, open your blood clot eyes. How they cover things up in front of our eyes. The first ladies, the EVIL, the Erica Kirk's chair. There's a lot of content for me to come in 2026, chair, because I'm going to be doing a whole breakdown of that government. I'm going to be doing some really special content, not on any of my main pages on TikTok, chair, because, you know, it's sensitive, chair. I'm going to have to do that on, you know, my page that's got like 200. I'm going to do it on my Leah Nicole account, you know, my singing account. It's got like, you lot probably don't even know about that account. Just 200 followers or so. You get me? I'm just going to be putting all my most controversial content's going to be going up on that account, because me not care if it goes. Me not blow clock here. You get me? All right, guys, let me finish. How long have I been on here for, chair? But it's been nice, guys. You've kept my company. I've just been in here. Not depressed. I'm in a phase of acceptance. Accepting my disability. Accepting, you know, what's happened after leaving the cult. Oh, love you, Ines. Accepting the season I'm in and making peace with it. Making peace because with contentment with godliness is great gain. Contentment with godliness. You know, guys, the Bible was force-fed down my throat. I mean, like, I'll just be sitting here. Do you notice that every time I talk, I've got a scripture for everything that I'm saying? Have you not noticed that? Even if I don't quote it verbatim, like 1 Corinthians 2:9, because like I've got ADHD, autism, like, so for me to have retained these scriptures, yeah, and then I've got a past of like being like just bunning it down, like there was no GM, there was no one that could outbun me, do you know what? So once the gal them were all in there, you know, like trying to get the man them's attention, like just trying to get their back blown out, your girl was just there like talking about, what did I used to talk about? We just used to talk about bad stuff like life. You know, I'm a chatterbox as well, and I got something up there, so the man them would be like, that's deep, you know, that's deep. And you know, like when you're bunning and that, you're all just there to just be like, yeah, that's deep, bro. That's deep. Oi, Frenchie, don't you think that's deep? Yeah, bro. You know, like all of that. And then it was like, they want me around. They don't mind me around, but I'm just the girlfriend. But everyone, it's like Litty, innit? Like they all want Leah around. Yeah. And then when I get introduced to the girlfriends, that's just it. Because real recognize real. And that's what happened, man. That's why, like, I was never a GM. Yeah, it's so deep. It's so deep, JC. It's so deep. I was never a GM, but I was around the guys, innit? And it's just like, I just learned so much. Like, guys, in my autobiography, there's going to be some crazy stuff in there. I'm going to tell you about my bando days. Yeah. Guys, if they ever made a film about my life, yeah, and they went to the actual, like, blocks, some of them blocks don't exist anymore, yeah. Especially in Lewisham, chair. I remember when they first started, like, guys, back in the day, Lewisham used to look like a war zone. Guys, you see Lewisham in 2000 and I want to say 1/2, like Lewisham. Guys, who's old enough to remember that thing we used to have before the internet? What was it called? Remember when you used to go on there and you used to chat to people and it was a chat? You lot, do you remember it? And you used to have to go on the computer. What was it called? You know, that chat thing, and you used to chat to people from different places. This was before iPhone. This was before we used to have these chats. That's all I remember, because after that I was in, no, we had MSN, and then it was these things. It was like for black people. No, you used to go on there and meet. It was like chats. Maybe it was MSN, but I thought, no, it had a certain name, man. It was like, not back chat. Oh, what was it called? And you used to go on there, and it was just for like BLK people. Nah, it wasn't MySpace, chair. It was some little hood thing, chair. Don't ask me how I found out about this, but it was just some chat. You just meet like hood ninjas. Nah, I'm old, Miss B. I'm going to be 40. This was like 2001. I'll remember it, guys. You used to go on there, your name, you could be called like, you could be called like Brown Sugar 101. Maybe it was Black Planet. I can't look within. Was it Black Planet? And you used to go, maybe it was Black Planet, yeah. And we used to go, it was good, man. Like, we had our little things back in the day. Anyway, I met one ghetto boy on there, innit? From Lewisham. Don't ask me why he was on there. You know, there's always one. Like, there used to be this GANG, yeah, and the guy that I ended up dealing with, I'm not going to say too much because it makes him bait, but he was like a GM by night and then an actor by day, like going to this acting thing, but no one could tell him about his acting because he will just bust you know what, because you can't laugh at him doing the acting. You know that vibe? Anyway, guys, I've totally disassociated. Do you know why? Because it's so deep. Like, this stuff about the cult, yeah, if I don't disassociate and start talking about my gang days, and guys, do you know how deep that is? That my safety net, like my home, like my comfort is talking about my GM days. Like when I was with these guys and, you know, like the stories, and do you know what I'm saying? Like that era, like even when I think about like Ashanti, oh baby, I remember Elliot, I remember Floppy, like my ninja, do you know what I mean? When that song used to come on, and there's certain songs I hear like Living It Up. I think that's why I like Ja Rule so much as well, that song Living It Up. I think that was a song that, I don't even want to cry. It's on my playlist and I listen to that song every day. And I feel like that was one of Elliot's favourite songs as well. I really, really do. Because Ja Rule, remember Ashanti was part of that set. And he loved Ashanti. He loved Ashanti. Because I wouldn't have been listening to Ja Rule and them man there. Said Ashanti, are you alright? I was listening to Mobb Deep, D-Block, The Locks. You get me? Do you not know about that? You know Birdman, Lil Wayne's dad, Memphis. Are you alright? Oh my God. I was listening to Shine. You know the real ninjas that really went like, you get me, really went and did time. Are you alright? Are you having a lot? Guys, I was that girl. I would just like random people. Like I was in love with Suge Knight. The only bait one I liked was Nas. Then I liked Birdman. You know Birdman's with Tony Braxton now. Birdman's a G. Oh my God. Birdman. And then there was Master P. You know Master P. No, but these were real gangsters back in the day though. Don't even try it. Like, I weren't even interested in like the Snoop Dogs or whatever. I was interested in the Suge Knights. And I'm not going to lie, my exes do reflect that. They do reflect it like proper bad man. Like I just had a taste for these bad man. But do you know what I think it was? It wasn't like I want them, the bad man, to be bad. It wasn't like that. It was the lack of not having a dad, like feeling safe, like the security. I think I also liked that because the baddest guys, they're like teddies. They've got so much trauma. And I think it just worked because, you know me, I'm a bit of a like healer, an empath. And then I would meet the hood ninjas. And then before you know it, they're just telling me, you know, like they're crying in my arms, you know, like talking about their mum that used to shot and how the house used to get raided. Could you imagine what that was like? Like man coming home and like your mum's just gone, like your mum's in the cell, like I'm like 5 years old, like, I'm just like rascal, yeah. What's going on here, man? I just came to get some chicken and now I got this GM crying in my arms, man. I don't know what's going on. Like these ninjas would just start just telling me like their whole life story, like do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's why, man. You get, because they always wanted to appear so serious to me, you know, like it's like, because you got to understand, like guys, back in the day I was a hot gal. Oh my God, could you imagine me at 16, 17? The world was my oyster. I had all the hood ninjas, they all wanted me. Your girl was famous and known in these streets. And them days, it wasn't the internet. You just had to be a beautiful girl. I'm talking about the Sadie Amma days. Do you not know Sadie Amma? I know Sadie Amma's from Ends. Are you all right? Like that set. Like you might have them, like, you know, you were going, I was in that era. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like this cult did me so blood clot dirty. I mean, Sadie was no more than me at that time because my mum's a queen. Like I weren't 14 or 13 years old looking like I was 25. So Sadie was outside in these streets, you know what I mean? I was just with the kids them days. But when I started getting older, once I hit like 16, like I transitioned to 16, like that was it. That, like all of the older man them were scooping me up. That's what they do. They don't like the preds, the ones that just don't care. They'll be blowing out the backs of 13-year-olds. They just don't care. They're just PDFs and need to go to jail. But the ones, because all of them man them love a young gal because they're a MESS. They don't own no yard. They don't. So all them dealers or whatever, they always have a young gal. So once I turned 16, that was it. Like all of the older GMs, they were just on it. They love getting the girls at 16. They love breeding them up, swelling them up. That's all they'll want to do is swell you up. Do you not understand what I mean when I say swell you up? They just want to swell you up whilst you're young because you're DUMB and naive and you don't know much. So it's like that ninja, that's going to be your lesson. The baby will be your lesson, like, and how he moves after that chair. Your girl has a lot of wisdom. I've been through it. And if I haven't been through it, I've got a friend that's been through it. Do you get what I'm saying? Then on top of that, I was in a church cult for 18 years. I've seen every dynamic that you could imagine. And I'm a youth worker, specialist working with gangs and got a social work MA. So there's nothing that I ain't seen. And that's why I could do this work with my eyes closed. Even though I'm disabled and I've got chronic this, chronic that, plethora of mental health, I could just do it with my eyes closed because I'm desensitized to trauma. Like I met this woman and she told me that she was like a soldier and she got thing in her legs, yeah? They bust, you know what, in her legs. So she's like permanently disabled. Even when she was telling me, I was just like, oh yeah. And she was like, she said it again, like for me to process. And I said, oh yeah. I said, oh, that must have been, I can imagine, like really traumatic. Like, it's like, you know, people be like, oh my God. But she just didn't get that reaction from me because it's like, I've seen like things get bust in front of me, baby. Like Like, if you tell me that, like, it's like, oh, okay, what else don't I know? Like, okay, you're talking about a war, but like, I've grown up in, like, the war in the roads. Because you're either a civilian, you can go wherever you're going. You could go to Brixton, Peckham, wherever. Maybe, because back in the day in the 2000s, even if you, like, bitch, back in the day, like in the 2000s, you couldn't go South London, babes. If you didn't live in South London, you could not go to South London. It just wasn't that vibe. That's why when people are like, oh, it's bad now. No, baby. The 2000s was an absolute bloodbath. That is when your girl was moving in the ends. Yeah. Oh my God. Guys, I'm not going to lie. The 2000s was a bloodbath. Like every other week, a ninja was unaliving. Like every other week. And the police were under pressure. It was just a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. You could not walk down South London. Like, you had to know someone or be from the ends. There was, like, certain hoods you couldn't just be walking, like, because gal them in the ends were getting, like, smacked up by man them that they knew and grew up with. So you couldn't just be walking in South. Like, it just wasn't like that. Oh my God, guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yeah, your girl has been through a lot. But my South London chronicles and days, that will all be in the book, chair. That will all be in the book, because it was just me and my B. Do you get what I'm saying? And we were like, it's mad, because people might describe us, like, when you read the book, it will be interesting, because people might describe us as a two-man gang, you know, like a Bonnie and Clyde type of vibe. Some people might see it like that. And it would be I'd be interested in someone, you know, like, when I write the book of my life, kind of psychoanalyzing it and looking at the theories and, you know, kind of like, you know, giving their psychoanalysis on what they thought on with that dynamic. Because we did trauma bond. We were so young, like 15, turning 16. It was a mad time. It's a mad time. But that book on my life will be deep, because there'll be a lot of, like, systemic injustices and failings and things like that. Do you know what I mean? There'll be a lot in there, because it's not just going to be my story. It will be, you know, like, the people around me and you know, how it... But I'm only going to tell the stories that include me, not like their personal business. Because it's not mine to tell. Unless you've done me dirty, then you'll be getting exposed in the book, chair. Because I'm going to have my betrayal list and everything in that book. Me not care, me not blood clock here. In my autobiography, I'm going to have my betrayers list. Everyone's government's going to be in there. I don't care. I don't forget. I'm petty. I will have everyone's name in there, jail. Like, see me, innit? I don't have any money anyway. Everything will go back into the CIC, so... Why you can't take nothing, you gotta have to queue up. Because my treasures aren't in this earth. I don't care about money and stuff like that. It doesn't, as long as my kids eat, bruv, I don't care. And they've got a Nigerian father, they're always gonna be all right, you know, them ones. Those who know, chair, no, they come from proper Nigerian first gen. Like, my kids are never gonna starve, baby. You know how them Niger, that, like, you come on, guys, you know what it is. All right. All I'm going to say is stagnation, Pastor Toby Adebayaga. That's all I'm going to say. 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 All right. So let me just wrap this up. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not disengagement. Rest is not spiritual failure. Rest is deprogramming. When the body rests, the spell breaks. When the mind rests, clarity returns. When the spirit rests, sovereignty is restored. The most radical act in a coercive spiritual system is not rebellion, it is stillness. Because stillness returns you to yourself, and no cult survives that. And that's why, like, in my cult, he's got this, like, these stages with disloyalty. One of them is a passive stage, and it's like you become passive, you become silent, you're not around, you're just, you know what I mean? Because it's like there's a stigma around, like, if you're still, you're lazy. If you're still, you know, there's no rest. You rest when Christ comes. So, you know, use every minute to be out there outreaching. You've got to save the loss, win the loss at any cost. They make you feel like time is running out and you don't know when Christ is going to return. So you've got to move and act like he could return tomorrow. And it's really that rhetoric, that transcendental belief system, that ideology that makes people keep going and going, doing the same thing over and over again to build these empires. It's not benefiting them. It's benefiting one person at the top because it's a pyramid scheme. And then by the time they clock it, they're old and washed up. Like in SPAC, it doesn't matter if Mariam and Nikki and all that, like, they're getting replaced. Like, you got that Jemima girl coming up That's what they do, because how long, no one's going to be, like, Miriam is so, like, rinsed and exposed. Same with Nikki. So now they're just going to take that young, vulnerable, naive girl and just raise her up to be the new face of SPAC is sad. And then when she gets washed up and they've used and abused, do you see the cycle just continues? But the thing is, with a mega church, they're like a conveyor belt. So they should be pumping out like many Jemimas. But in SPAC, because they're working with lower numbers, less people, what they're focusing on is quality over quantity. Because they've got the time to respond to the public and use it as propaganda to push narrative and have Toby. Because remember, they don't operate, they're not accepted by Christendom. Yeah, so they got to eat and stay relevant in another way. So that is through the world. And remember, the world is always going to be a bigger pool. And then you're making them go viral, the sharing, all of that. And as I said, if we just separate the ABUSC and look at Toby in isolation, he is a charismatic leader. That is the first characteristic of a church cult. And so everything revolves around that leader. And when he's charismatic, you know, and then he's Niger on top of that. So he's not going to go down without a fight. That's facts. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I hope you've enjoyed the live. I feel bad. I'm going to watch this over and see if I can upload it onto YouTube, you know, them ones, because I just don't care anymore, man. I'm in the forest right now. I'm in the slums. I'm in a block out here. I just need to do whatever I can to survive. And at the moment, that is rest. That is literal nothing. But guys, it's when you feel like nothing is happening is when something's happening. Like, I just saw, like, I don't know, it's like this thing, it's like a picture will come to my mind, and what I saw as I was saying that was like seed and then the soil, and I know that might be a bit triggering, but I've got to say what I saw. And it's like when you plant a seed, it's like you don't see anything happening. You just put the seed in the soil and you water it, yeah, and then eventually it starts to grow. And they've used all of these like metaphysical terms, right, and turned it into, oh, that's when you'll get money, like we're frigging jacking the beanstalk, you know what I mean? Like these beans are gonna bloody well grow a beanstalk that's going to go to heaven, and then we're going to find a big pot of gold and a frigging rainbow at the end of it. The stories that they've been telling through religious fairy tales is absolutely crazy. And that's why you got to do your research to go and deconstruct and deprogram and get the truth. Base it on grounded factual evidence, and then once you've accepted and know that the Bible isn't infallible, then you can decode it and find the truth for yourself. If you're just taking that book as face value, you'll be a slave and stuck in the religious matrix for the rest of your life. And it's only when you get on the other side that you'll find out what it's all been about. But that's entirely up to you. Some people do waste a lifetime, like they get stuck in the religious matrix, like people are stuck in the 3D. Do you know what I mean? Like more concerned with this mortgage and this house, and then tomorrow, and that's why it's only when people get cancer and, you know, them kind of conditions, they're like, they realize that none of that matters. None of that matters. All of the things that they've worked for, all of the money, it just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And that's why they use the same like systems, like social structures and systems that they've used in the world. But it's like you're in a dome, you're in a self-sealing system. So when you come out from the outside looking in, you can see that the world, society, that's what they're doing to us. Change your mindset. When you see school children, look at the uniformity, the lack of individuality, how they've indoctrinated us all to stand in a line, drive at 40 miles an hour. Everything is controlled. The cameras, it's like Big Brother's eye. What the hell is going on? We have to start asking these questions. And why do these religious systems incorporate and emulate exactly the same structure that we have in this 3D matrix? So what does it make it? A religious matrix. It's very simple, guys. We're in a 3D matrix. That's why you have to tap into the 5 dimension. That's what they would see as like the hidden knowledge, the esoteric wisdom, the people that are crazy, like the spiritualists, the people, you know, that they would say as, you know, because it's like seen as they're going against the grain. Now, I'm not talking about every spiritual person, because as I said to you, in those communities, you get very MAD people, do you know what I mean, that are the same as church. That's why I said, take the time out to go within and find out who you are. You've got to date yourself. You've got, like, if you want to be with a man for the rest of your life, how are you going to find out? Dating him, finding out about him, his family, this, that. So find out about yourself, your roots, your ancestry, your spiritual DNA. Because then you're unpacking the childhood trauma, the trauma that's carried through the epigenetics. That is why You have to go into ancestry and DNA. You can't just forget about your ancestors and be like, oh, it's evil to know and to find, to do this. But you need to understand why. So you would rather go to the pastor and believe this guy with crocodile shoes that's telling you that all the women in your family are witches and that's why they're all divorced? Or would you rather go into the trauma that's in your epigenetics and the neuroscience to understand the patterns and behaviors and cycle and get your backside in some therapy instead of listening to crocodile shoe man? Do you understand where I'm going with this? Because isn't it so much easier to say the devil is a liar than to start talking about transcendental belief systems and the neurosystem and how the amygdala brain and the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus and the HPA axis, all of these things you have to go and read and learn for yourself. And you know what they always say? If you want to put something in a book to hide it from, no, if you want to put something of knowledge or whatever, put it in a book. That's how you'll hide it from the BLK, man. It's sad. And on that note, I'm going to go, guys. So study to show yourself approved. And for lack of knowledge, our people perish. If you're not a reader, you're neurodivergent like myself, you've got a learning difficulty, whatever. I work with like frequencies because that's helping to, you know, help you. There's beta waves, like certain frequencies you can help for concentration, things like that. TikTok, get your algorithm right. Have it like as a platform to feed you knowledge and wisdom rather than just watching human fecal matter. Because what you watch will shape your FYP. And then also videos, YouTube, watching, listening, you know, that's how you can take in the information. Playing stuff, you know, like Jung, Jung, the psychologist, he's got long videos on YouTube. They've got like 24-hour videos, like lives. You could just have it playing because subconsciously it's rewiring the brain. It's getting into the depths of your psyche. So as I'm talking, it's like things will come out of me. I'm like, oh, ish, I didn't know that was in there. But that's because I'm constantly deprogramming and deconstructing. I'm constantly feeding the mind because I don't want to give a door to that old way of thinking and those mindsets and belief systems and practices that no longer serve me. Yeah. And that's why, you know, like it's like life is like a vacuum. You need to be filling yourself with things constantly. Otherwise, that's why people can't sit with themselves and thoughts, because all of the thoughts from the pastors and the mogs and all of that religious dogmatic indoctrination will start to come to you, and you'll start to move out of fear instead of liberation. And that's why the final piece, which is like, you know, it's not the final piece, it's the closing of the cycle of 9, because remember we're in year 9, and that officially closes in March of 2026. That's when the new cycle begins, and that's why my book is coming out in March 2026, because it's significant and reminiscent of a new season, a new era, new beginnings, you know, the spring, fresh new beginnings and arising and awakening. And I believe that that's the intention I'm setting, and that will be reflective of our life. Also, my book is coming out in March, and that book I know is going to change the game and help so many survivors to be liberated and to be set free. So very exciting times. If anything, I'm just excited for this book coming out in March and for myself, and to put it all together and to just sit there and read it. I think once it comes out, I think I'll take a couple of days off to just sit down and read the book myself. I would love to like take a drive to France and stay there for like 2 days, because that would be a dream, to be in the north of France in spring, sitting there reading my book, you know, just in the like to just Airbnb like a lovely little country home, you know, just overlooking the beautiful scenery, with a lovely bottle of Bordeaux French local wine. And I would just get like warm bakery bread, like, you know, from the bakery, because they just, oh God, they've got lovely delicatessens and pastries. And I would just have a cheese board with some cheese and meat selection from, you know, the local butchery. Butcherary. And I would just sit there just watching the beautiful sunset until the stars come out, and just be reading my book, and then do a few lives in between and show you guys, you know, where I'm at and stuff. And there would be crying and laughing, and it's, you know, these things are going to happen. And I can't wait to share this book. I can't wait to share this piece of us because I'm kind of immortalizing the collective impact that we've perpetuated into the atmosphere. And this book kind of will open your eyes to see like what we've done, because it hasn't been me alone, guys. Especially if you're someone who comes on here a lot, you know, you help mod, you help to hold the space, you're just on, you help to light the light, like all of that. This book will resonate with you in a way that, I don't know, just in a very special way. There's a lot of magical moments in this book, and I've tried to capture like all of the stuff that we've done on the live, the voice of the survivors. It's just amazing, man. I just feel like we've been through a lot, and there's been a lot that's happened to us, but I feel like, you know, God, the universe, Allah, whoever you call upon, whatever you believe, is really created something so beautiful, you know, created something so beautiful out of such a traumatic situation. And I think that all of our pain is going to be turned into purpose, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I will have some sneak peek stuff going on around Feb, and the book will be available to pre-order in February. So nearer the time, guys, I'm going to give you the date for that, and then I will unveil the date. I don't know, maybe end of February. But it's all very exciting, guys, because I'm not giving away too much as well. And you know what my mouth is like, I find it hard to keep secrets. But I have to protect the work, man. There's too many thieves. So expect a little bit less content from me, because I have to really get this together, this book. But I will be putting out content at a point, guys. Just trust it. And guys, clock it. Clock the people that become a bit silent. Clock how the content changes. Clock how people are talking. And then notice the shift and difference when I come back on and I start to put content out there and start to perpetuate. Look at that side of the FYP that's talking about church cults and people trying to come up and do stuff. And clock it, man. Clock it, man. Read in between the lines. There's a reason why I believe God is making everything happen the way it's happening. But just stay woke. I love y'all. Guys, I'll probably be on tomorrow in the morning because I've got an appointment. So I may be on in the morning. So keep your notifications on, man. I don't know what account it will be on. So make sure if you're following me, you're following my main account, Leah Lauder, because I don't know what account I'm going to be going on live. Love you guys. I hope you have a great sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow. But if I'm too tired, I won't be on tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye.